Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to explain and practically demonstrate how to create and use data-driven framework from scratch, where we are going to develop a framework which uses POI API for reading the data from the Excel files. Okay, and this data driven framework is meant for Selenium Java usage. So let's get started from scratch. And also I am providing the links in the notes where you can download this framework. Okay, download the required files that I am talking in this framework. Okay, these are all the contents of this framework that I'm going to cover in this session. Fine. So let's get started. So before understanding this data driven framework, we need to understand what is meant by data driven testing, because data driven framework is built on the topic of the data driven testing. So what is this data driven testing? Let me give an example. Okay, let's take an example of a school login website. Okay, there is a school website, a website related to a school. Okay, and there is a login functionality of the school website that we need to automate. There are different roles in the school, that is, the different roles will try to log in into the school website for different purposes. For example, admin. Okay, admin credentials will be there for logging into the school website. Teacher. Teacher is not a single here. There will be a lot of teachers in the school, and all the teachers credentials will be provided to this login functionality of the school website to log into the application as a teacher. Even students can also log into the school website. Okay, and there will be a lot of students. So there will be a lot of data here. Okay, available in the form of user credentials. In this example, there are a lot of data. Okay, for admin, teachers, students, there is a lot of user credentials, but functionality is same. They are going to log in via the same functionality of the school website, that is login functionality of the school website. In such kind of cases, we have to perform data driven testing. Okay, so what is data driven testing? Let me explain that first, the form of a diagram and all. You see here, I talked about the login functionality of the application, right? Let's say this is the school website, school application website, school application, let's say. And here, one of the functionality in the school application is login functionality. Now, as I mentioned, there are different roles and different teachers, different students. A lot of people are there. Okay. Admin, admin team, people from the admin team use these credentials to log into the website. Okay. And different teachers teaching different subjects will have their own credentials for login to this school application website. And also there will be different students from different sections, different classes, okay, studying at the school will be provided, okay, their credentials to log into the school application via this login functionality. Even these days, as everyone is experiencing that every school is providing, okay, credentials for parents of the students. Okay, parents of these students are also having the credentials. So whoever it may be, here data is more. Okay, data is more, right? Here in this example, the data availability is more for admin credentials, different admin people, different teachers credentials, different student credentials. All this is data, guys. Okay, but the login functionality is same. Okay, the login functionality is same. During while automating, guys, while automating this, if you have to test this login functionality, okay, let's say if you have to test this login functionality, you don't have to create separate method, okay, separate test method for each and every admin credentials, for each and every teacher's credentials, for each and every student credentials, for each and every parent credentials. You don't have to create a separate test method. There will be thousands of credentials. Can you create this login automation test method, or a kind of test method thousand times for each and every credentials for testing? That is not a good idea. Rather, we are going to create a single login test, okay, login automation test method or something, and to that particular method we'll be passing this 1,000 credentials. Let's say there are 1,000 credentials for this school application for logging. There's a very big school and 1,000 credentials are there. You don't have to create 1,000 test methods. Okay, only one test method, 1,000 credentials. Who is driving the automation here? The test method is driving or the data is driving? Data is driving here. There is a lot of data, okay, driving this. But functional login method is same. Login test method is single, but lot of data. When this admin credentials or teacher credentials, students credentials or parent credentials are automated and inputted for the single test method, single login automation test method, you have to get different outputs. Okay, appropriate outputs we should get. Okay, if they give valid credentials, we should get valid output and all those stuff. Okay, admin should be able to log in, admin people should be able to log in, teachers should be able to log in, students should be able to log in, parents should be. That is a end result of this test automation automation test, that is login automation test. Here single method we are going to use. Okay, single login. Only example purpose I am saying login, guys, but you can automate other data driven functionalities. Okay, automation test, single login automation test will be there, but data is more. For example, 1,000 credentials are there. Okay, for each and every credential I cannot create a separate login automation test. So we'll be creating a single login automation test, and 1,000 credentials will be passed to this single login automation test one by one, so that we have to check whether each and every credential is giving a valid output or not. This is called as data driven testing. Okay, what is this called as? This is called as, okay, this approach of testing for 1,000 credentials and single login automation test or single functionality automation test. Okay, as an example, as I'm giving here, is an example of a data driven testing. Here data is driving the testing rather than the automation test. Okay, data is driving the testing. So to implement this data driven testing in automation, to implement this data driven, you see, if you can also do this manually, right? Manually can enter the admin credentials into the login functionalities of the application. You can manually check this, but to automate this data driven testing, okay, we use a framework. Use a framework known as data driven framework. Data driven framework. To implement this data driven testing, where more data is there which is driving the automation test, okay, we use, okay, to support that kind of thing, concept of data driven testing, we have to build a framework known as data driven framework. So in this session I'm going to practically demonstrate and explain how to create data driven framework from scratch, which is going to support this data driven testing that I just now explained. Okay, I'll take a practical example, or live example. You can take one website I will take and show you how to perform this data, how to create and use this data driven framework from scratch. Okay, so before I start showing you how to create a framework from scratch, let's understand the data driven framework. Okay, which I already explained. Okay, data driven framework is a framework, okay, is an automation test automation framework which is implemented on this concept to which is created for implementing this concept known as data driven testing, where data is driving the test. Okay, more data is driving the test. Automation framework designed. Okay, what is data driven framework? An automation framework which is designed to serve the purpose of automating a data driven testing scenario, okay, or a case in the application functionality, is known as data driven framework. Let me repeat: automation framework which is designed or developed or created to serve the purpose of automating the data driven testing is known as data driven framework. Now let's get started creating the data driven framework from scratch. How to create the data driven framework from scratch? So we'll start very fresh. Okay, first we'll create a Maven project. I am assuming that, okay, you have Java installed in your machine. Okay, so before starting this framework, guys, you should have Java installed in your machine. If you don't have the Java installed in your machine, you can do one thing. You can Google search like this. Okay, so for the people who don't have Java installed in your machine before creating this framework, those guys have to search for, okay, Java JDK LTS 17. For now, as per today's date, I'll go with 17 version. Why I go with 17 version? If I Google search for Java versions here, okay, I'll get a Wikipedia page. I'll go to the Wikipedia page, which has a table, guys, okay, which has a table containing list of Java versions available at this moment, okay. So if you can see here, all these pink color boxes are non-LTS versions, whereas Java SE 8 is LTS version, which is released in March 2014, okay. Now, and LTS means long term support, guys, okay. You see, till December 2030, okay, till the next 8 years, this you can still use Java 8 JDK 8 in your machine, okay. This is long term support. It provides updates till December 2030, okay. It's not outdated. Now coming to the, after Java 8, two more versions of normal non-LTS versions have been released, and those updates were only provided for 6 months. Okay, but coming to SE11, Java JDK or SE11 also is an LTS version. These yellow color boxes are LTS version. September 2008 it got released, and it has support till 2026. Okay, and which is latest than Java 8, but it is also an LTS version. And then non-LTS version, then here again, okay, Java SC17 LTS version is there, okay, which is released in the last year, that is 2021. I am recording this video in 2022, okay. Tomorrow, when you're watching this video, maybe Java SE 21 version may be available for you with LTS version, because it may be in 2023, or if you're watching this video behind the 2023, no problem, guys. Whatever the latest LTS version is there, this Java SE 21 LTS is not yet released into the market. It is going to be released in the next year. But for this year, the latest LTS version, okay, I'm not going to go with the non-LTS versions. I'm going to go with the LTS versions to get the latest updated Java SE, okay, Java software. So Java JDK SE 17, which got released in the last year, is for now the latest LTS version, which is going to provide you the updates till 2029 or later. Okay, or later they're saying, okay, they are not confirming to the 2029. Even after behind that also they are going to give the updates. So we'll go with this version because this is the latest. How to download this Java SE 17 LTS or Java JDK LTS 17? Just Google search for that. Whatever you want, just Google search Java JDK LTS 17, just like this. Okay, you'll get this Oracle website link to download. Click on that link. Scroll down, guys. You see, it's getting the updates. The latest updated Java SE or JDK 17 version is 0.17.0.4.1. Okay, initially it got released in the form of Java SE JDK 17. Okay, later the updated version was 17.0.1. Yeah, these are all LTS versions. Okay, 17.0.2, like it will go on. Whatever the latest version that is available for you, whatever the latest LTS Java is available in that, whatever the latest JDK version is available, take that part. Okay, and go here. Here you have different operating systems. Okay, I'll go with the latest one. In that, Linux, I don't have Linux machine. My machine is Windows 11 machine. So Mac, I don't have Mac for now. Okay, I'm left with Windows options. In that Windows options, here installer option is there. Windows x64 installer, where I can see an exe file here at the end, .exe. This is what I am looking for. Okay, I'll just click on this and download. Okay, let's wait for the download, guys. So almost downloaded. Let's wait for, okay, it got downloaded, guys. Let's go to the location where it got downloaded. That is by default it will be downloaded in the downloads folder of my machine. And this is a exe file of Java JDK 17, okay, LTS version. Double click on this. So in a while I'll get a user access control dialog asking for yes or no. Okay, like this I'll get. Okay, if you don't have Java installed in your machine, you have to do this. You have to click on yes, and you will get the installation wizard. In the installation wizard, you just have to click on next, 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 and so on. Okay, so I'll show you. Just give me a second. Okay, let's double click again. I got the user account control dialog on my machine. I'm just selecting yes. In a while, I'll get an installation wizard of Java. So just click on next. You see, this is the place where the Java will be installed in your machine. Okay, just before it get installed, let's go to the location. What it is suggesting: C program files. Okay, C drive program files. Okay, this is 32-bit. This is 64-bit. It's suggesting the 64-bit. We are installing the 64-bit version. So program files. In there, do we have the Java folder anywhere? No, right? Java folder is not available at this moment. Okay, the moment I click on next, And once it start installing, a Java folder will be created here, guys. Okay, in a while. You see, Java folder got created just now before our eyes. Okay. So it's copying the files and all those stuff. Let it complete, guys. Okay. Let it complete. Okay. Close. Close. Okay. So Java has been successfully installed, guys. Just go inside the Java folder. You'll get JDK. Whatever the version I have installed, 17.0.4.1 has been installed. And go inside this. We'll see the bin folder and other folders. And this path you copy. This path is a Java home path. Okay. Where you see the bin folders and all, this path is called as a Java home path. Okay. Copy this. After installing the Java, you have to configure the Java in your machine. For that, you just have to click on this search icon and open the edit. You just type edit system environment. Okay. Otherwise, edit system is enough. Just type edit system. You'll get the edit system environment variables from control panel. Or if you don't have this latest version of Windows, you may Google search, guys. Okay. You have to go to the control panel and find this option. How to find this edit the system environment variables option in the control panel. You can Google search for the older version. In the latest versions of Windows, Windows 10 or 11, you can simply search for like this. Okay. Edit system you search and you'll get this option. Okay. From the control. Just click on that. Click on that, you will get this system properties dialog. Advanced tab will be selected by default also, and also you'll see this environment variables. Okay, so click on environment variables, and you'll see two sections: user variables and system variables. You have to go for the system variables, where okay, under system variables, you just have to click on new, and you have to give Java underscore home option variable name and paste it here. Paste the Java underscore home here and click on okay, that's it. Okay, whatever the path of the Java where it got installed in my machine, I created this system variable known as Java underscore home and gave the path of this Java home here. And after that, I need to select this. Okay, this one I have created manually, but path, there is another system variable known as path, which comes by default in the Windows operating system. You don't have to create this path. Okay, and also you should be careful while editing this path because you should not be deleting the existing ones. Okay, just select this path and click on edit and be careful while, okay, don't delete any of this stuff. Just simply click on new and here mention percentile Java underscore home. Okay, I'm giving the shortcut, guys. Okay, already I created the Java home, right? The path of this Java home will be taken using this option slash, I'll say bin, this bin folder, till bin folder. I'm going till bin folder. Okay, so say okay, say okay. Okay, till inside the bin folder we gave the path in the path environment variables. Okay, that's it, guys. Say okay, okay, and in configuration is done. Just to confirm whether the Java has been installed successfully or not, open the search and type cmd and open the command prompt and here say Java hyphen version. If you are getting the version of the Java, okay, 17.0.4.1, whatever that you have installed, okay, then you're good to go. You have Java installed in your machine. The next step will be, the next step to start creating, developing this framework will be, once you have installed Java, you need an editor, guys, because when you install Java, you will not get any editor. Okay, Java by default will not give you any editor. Neither you can use, neither you cannot use any default editors like Notepad or Notepad++ because those are the not advanced editors. Don't automatically compile. They don't have IntelliSense. Okay, all those stuff. Okay, you cannot create projects in the Notepad or Notepad++ or whatever it is. Those are very simple editors. We have to go with advanced editors like Eclipse IDE or IntelliJ, etc. For this session, I am choosing Eclipse IDE because most of the people generally are habituated or are using most of the projects, right? People use Eclipse IDE. Okay, even people are using IntelliJ also. But I in this project in this session, I'll be using Eclipse IDE as advanced editor where I'll be writing the Java programs. Okay, and that advanced editor, before installing that advanced editor like Eclipse IDE for writing the Java programs or Selenium automation programs and to build this data driven framework in the form of a project and all, okay, we need Java to be installed. Just before we are going to start installing Eclipse IDE in our machine, downloading and installing, we already have installed Java, right? We also check the version that is Java JDK LTS version 17.0.4.1 some 1.0 or something. Okay, that one we already installed. Now we are ready to install Eclipse IDE editor because Java doesn't give you default editor for writing the Java programs or creating the projects, etc. Fine. So for how to get that Eclipse IDE. So this for the people who are doesn't know like how to use Eclipse IDE and they don't have Eclipse IDE installed in their machine. Remaining people can just move forward in the video. So where I'm starting building the framework from scratch. Okay, so let's go with Eclipse IDE. It's better to go with Eclipse IDE. Uh, Simply say download Eclipse IDE. That's it. Okay, simply say download Eclipse IDE, guys, and you'll get this link, Eclipse IDE, eclipse.org downloads. Click on this link. Okay, just click on this link. So you'll be taken to the latest version of Eclipse IDE available on this website. Okay, this website may change over a period of time. Okay, you see everything changes over a period of time. For now, when I'm trying to download Eclipse IDE, it's taking me to the downloads page, and this is a place the latest version 2022-06. Okay, maybe this version may change also. Okay, you may not have to stick to this version. Whatever the version that is available at your time of you watching this video, that latest version available in the downloads of Eclipse IDE you take. Okay, so for now, as per my year and all, okay, that is 10th September 2022, I have the latest version as 2022-06. Okay, in your case, whatever the latest version is there, you take that. Click on the download, guys. Okay, for now, click on the download again. The Eclipse IDE will be downloaded. Okay, exe file will be downloaded. Okay, so let it download, guys. Let it download. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to get downloaded. I'll pause and resume the video once the download is completed. Okay, just not to waste your time. So now let's install this exe file of Eclipse IDE as it has been successfully downloaded. Okay, let's go to the location where it got downloaded. That is a default downloads folder. Just double click on this. So in a while, the installation wizard of the Eclipse IDE will appear, and we'll proceed with the installation of the Eclipse IDE. Okay. So here I am explaining everything from scratch, guys. Okay, if you already know how to install Java, how to install Eclipse IDE, you can skip this and just proceed further. Or if you are new, okay, if you want to do everything from scratch, this is for you guys. Okay, so I'm practically demonstrating how to even install Java and Eclipse IDE in these sessions. Okay, for the ones who are new to these things. Fine. Anyhow, here we get the installation wizard of Eclipse IDE, and we have these two like multiple options available here. So I just prefer to choose the enterprise Java and web developers thing because it has more options. And this is a basic one, which comes with less options, but this one comes with a lot of options, guys. Okay, this one comes with a lot of options. Okay, so Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java and web development, and these are several options. So I recommend everyone to choose this one. And when you are really following this session, right, especially, so don't take any other option. Just take this second option. Just click on this Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java and web developers is the one you have to take. I'm repeating multiple times because you should not take the other variant. So hoping that you take this variant and then click on this install button. You see it will be installed in this location, guys. Okay, see users are on motor Eclipse. Okay, at this location it will be installed, and also it recognizes the Java that is available already in my machine. Okay, without Java we cannot install Eclipse IDE, guys. Okay, without Java available in our machine we cannot install Eclipse IDE. It will give you an error saying that Java software is required to install Eclipse IDE. Since we already installed JDK 17.0.4.1 as per the today's date, that was the latest version available for me, LTS version. So I took that. Eclipse IDE is recognizing that and it's getting installed here. Click on install button simply. It will take a while. So I got a user agreement. I'll simply accept now, and it will take a while, guys. Okay, the installation will take a while. I'll get a dialog here saying that taking more than usual, like that. That's okay, guys. Okay. So what I will do is I'll pass and resume the video. Okay, I'll pass and resume the video so that I don't want to waste your time of this installation process. Okay, once the installation takes us to the next step, I'll resume. Okay, till then I am passing the video. As you can see, the Eclipse IDE installation has been completed, and we are taken to the last screen of this installation wizard of Eclipse IDE, where we can see the launch option. We can launch from here. Okay, or we can launch it later, up to us. It's going to create a desktop shortcut and startup menu. For now, that's okay. I don't want to change anything here. I just simply click on launch. So it is launching for the first time, guys. The Eclipse IDE is launching for the first time. Okay, let it launch. So the next screen will be on based on workspaces. Okay, the place where we are going to store the projects in our machine. Okay, so it will show us a workspace path. Okay, it will suggest a default workspace path, but we'll be changing the path, guys, so that we can store our projects at our desired location in my computer machine. You see, it's suggesting me this default workspace path under C drive users username folder. Eclipse workspace is the place where it is default suggesting. But for this project, okay, for this framework, what I'm trying to explain or demonstrate you, data driven framework, I'll choose a different location in my computer. So I'll simply say browse, and here I'll create something known as uh, framework demo. Okay, framework demo, some folder I'll say, and select this folder. And this is a place where whatever the projects I'll create in this Eclipse IDE, Java projects I create in the Eclipse IDE will be stored here. Okay. Now click on launch. So now the Eclipse IDE will launch and will be presented with a welcome screen in a while. Okay. Let's wait for the welcome screen to be presented to us. It's loading. So let's wait for some more time. You see it has launched. Has launched and we are presented with a welcome screen. I'm maximizing this Eclipse ID. As you can see, this is a welcome screen we got. I'll just close the welcome screen here. Okay. And it is taking us to some website page. That's okay. So let's go back to the Eclipse ID. I'll just minimize these two portions. These are the two main areas. One is Project Explorer, other is a place where we can open the files and all. So we got the Eclipse ID now. Okay. Now we are good to go with the creation of the framework. Okay. The prerequisites like downloading, installing, and configuring Java, and downloading and uh, downloading, installing, and launching Eclipse IDE are done. Okay. So then we can go with the next steps now. That is, we can create a Maven project first. Okay. First, we have to create step by step. We'll go, guys. There is no hurry in this. Okay. Let's create a Maven project. So file, new, select project option, and here you can directly type Maven, or you can scroll down and see this Maven folder, expand that, you will see a Maven project, or shortcut is just type Maven here, you'll get Maven folder and Maven project. Okay, like this. Select the Maven project here, click on next. Instead of creating a normal traditional project or any other type of project, we are creating a Maven project here. Okay, so you'll get this new Maven project dialog. Just simply click on next without changing anything. In a while, some templates known as archetypes. Okay, the project templates will appear here in this box. So it will take a while. Yeah. Now we'll filter something known as Maven. I'll type something known as archetype hyphen quick start. Quick start. Okay, these three words I'll type. So I'll get this dialogues, and I'll go with this Maven Architect Quickstart 1.4 version. Okay. So from Apache, you can see here, okay, what I am typing here, Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quickstart. When I type here, I got 3 suggestions. In that, I am taking the suggestion from Apache, having the 1.4 version. Okay, I should not be taking the other ones. Okay, because there are other templates. Okay, we have to go with Apache template having 1.4 version for now. Okay, if you have any latest version here, that's okay, guys. You can select the latest version also. Okay, more than 1.4 for now. It's only showing 1.4. I am taking that as considering that as the latest version. Now, once you get to this dialog, you have to give the project name. Okay, so this is all about a data-driven framework, right? So I'll simply give DDF uh, data-driven framework, demo, I'll say. Okay, the project name I'm just giving like this because the project is all about showing you how to create a sample data-driven framework. Okay, so here group ID, you can give any short form here, DDFD like this, you can give a short form, and here package name, clear it out and give some package name like dpack for now. This is the project name. Artifact ID is the project name. Okay. Click on finish. In a while, a Maven project will be created with the given name, that is DD framework demo. Okay. Data driven framework demo. So let the loading complete, guys. Let the loading finish up here. Until then, I don't want to expand this project. So looks like it's gone. No, it's still working. This going on. Let's see. Yeah, it's completed now. Now we can expand, guys. It is a template, guys. A kind of template we have chosen, Maven archetype Kickstart template. It will be like this. Okay. So what is the next step? So we'll go step by step. Okay. Delete the default create packages and files. For example, if you expand this src main Java or src test Java, you'll get this default package and default file. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to delete them. Okay. We don't need them. Okay. We'll create our own packages and our own files. So let's not go with the package or the app.java file. Let's delete both of them from src test Java and src main Java both. Okay. Done, guys. Done. Next what? Uh, under src test Java. Okay, now, so since we deleted them, now we'll be creating our own packages and files. For that, under src test Java, we'll create the test package first. Okay, just first create a test package. So come here under src test Java, create a package known as test package. Just select the package name and give the name as test package. Okay, just name it as test package. Click on finish. So you can give any name like test scripts package, test package, any package. It should represent. Here we are going to create the automation test. Okay, that's why I just named this package as test package. Okay, so under test package, we are going to create this one of the file, guys. Okay, just to uh, demonstrate with an example this data driven framework, I am going to take the login as a functionality. So for that, I am going to create a login.java. Okay, here I'm going to create, right click new, a class I'm going to create where I'm going to write the automation scripts on login functionality for data driven testing purpose. Okay, where I'll be automating the data driven testing. So login I'll take and click on finish. That's it. So the login.java file has been created and opened here, as you can see. But the font is very less, guys. So I'll just for demonstration, because I am the one who is demonstrating, right? You may be able to, okay, when you are creating this login.java, this font may be visible for you. But since I am training and teaching you how to create this framework, you guys may feel this font size is very less. So that's the reason I'll go to window preferences, general, appearance. Under appearance, I'll go to colors and fonts. Under colors and fonts, I'll go to basic. Under basic, I'll go to text font. Under text, select the text font and click on edit. And then I'll select any font like 16 or 18, anything you feel comfortable. I'll go with 16 for now. And say okay. If not, if still that is kind of less, I'll go for 18. Otherwise, okay, say apply and close. I think this 16 will be enough. Okay, so more than enough, and everyone can see. I think. Okay, so a class has been created login. Now, what is the next step? Now let's create a method. Okay, so where I'm going to write the automation code. Okay, for data driven test. Okay, test login, public void. I'm just naming this method as test login. Okay, you can name it anything, guys, but this is going to be the data driven test method in which I'm going to write the automation code and okay, kind of thing. So here are the detailed steps. Let's create a data driven test method, say test login. I have to provide TestNG annotation. This is a normal method, guys. If you right click and run as, you'll not get anything you are not getting any run configuration like Java application, because it's not a main method, right? This is a normal method. So if you have TestNG with you, TestNG library in this project, so by default when you create this project, automatically Eclipse IDE will add the Java library for you, but you'll not get the TestNG library. Okay, you'll not get the TestNG library. So I need to add the TestNG library. Okay, so that I want to convert this normal test method into a TestNG test method. So at the rate test. Okay, I'll simply say at the rate test. For the mouse, I'm getting the suggestions of this annotation from JUnit library. I'm not getting from TestNG. This is not TestNG, guys. Okay, this is JUnit. These two are JUnit. Okay, so I should not be importing that from JUnit, guys. Beware of that. So what you are going to do is to resolve this error here. Open the pom.xml file, and in the pom.xml file, just go to the pom.xml tab here, and you will see the XML content, and go to the dependencies. All this has been auto-generated for you by default using this template, guys. Okay, so that's the reason we have chosen that Maven archetype template, because all these things will come by default. We got JUnit. Under dependencies, as you can see, you got JUnit, guys. Okay, remove that dependency and click on save. Okay, so JUnit library, which is added and configured in this project by default, will be removed. Okay, it's coming with Java and JUnit by default. JUnit I removed it, guys. Okay, but here what I need now, when I hover the mouse and at the rate test, you see import JUnit thing is not coming because we removed the JUnit from the pom.xml file. But we need TestNG, guys. Okay, here remove the default JUnit dependency and add TestNG dependency tags. How to get the TestNG dependency tags? For that, guys, we can go to one website known as mvnrepository.com. Okay, mvnrepository.com. Here, search for TestNG, and you will get the TestNG in the search results. Click on the TestNG, guys. The TestNG, go with the latest version of TestNG, that is 7.6.1. As per my date, when you are watching this video, you may have any other latest version. You can go. You can feel free to go with any latest version. It may not be 7.6.1. When I am recording this video in 2022, its latest version is 7.6.1. In your case, you can go with the latest version. I'm going with the latest version. And here, Maven tab, you just select the Maven tab and just click on this. Just click on this. Once you click on this, this particular dependency tags for TestNG for Maven project will be copied to your clipboard. Okay, you don't have to right click copy. Just come here and go to the pom.xml file under the dependencies, paste it. Under the dependencies, paste it, guys. Okay, so once you pasted it, and you need to save, guys. Okay, when you save only, these dependencies will be downloaded in your project. You see here under JRE system library, Maven related things are not there. Now, the moment I click on save button here, the jar files for this TestNG and the configurations will be done, and Maven dependencies will be coming here. Okay, expand that, you got the TestNG libraries. Okay, TestNG and supported libraries you got. Now go back to the login.java, hover the mouse on editor test, and import the this test annotation of TestNG. Okay, like this. Fine. So I created a test method. Now if I right click here and say run as, still I am not getting the run configurations. There is a reason why. Okay, you'll not get the run configuration still. Though it is a test method, still you are not getting the run configuration. The reason that is you have to install a plugin. Okay, you have to, even after after adding the TestNG library and importing this test annotation, you will not get the run configurations. In order to get the run configurations to run using TestNG, we have to install a plugin known as TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin. Okay, to get the TestNG run configurations. How to install this TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin? For that, we'll go to the website known as testng.org, which is the official website of TestNG, guys. Okay, testng.org is the official website of TestNG. In this website, we are using Eclipse IDE editor. So select the Eclipse option. And after going there, the first link you just click under table of contents. Okay, installation link you click. Under the installation, you click on the install the plugin. This one. Okay, install the plugin. You'll be taken to this page. Scroll down. Eclipse plugin option will be there. Eclipse plugin option will be there. And here, install from update site. Okay, just go to this install from update site and just follow these instructions. These instructions are very important. Okay, in the Eclipse IDE, you have to select help install new software. Let's do that. Eclipse IDE, select help install new software. Okay, install new software. And after that, what is the next step? Here, enter the update site URL in the work with field. Okay, copy this update site URL, copy this and go back to Eclipse IDE and paste with work with and click on add button. Now you'll get this add repository dialog where you will enter TestNG. Okay, you can enter any name, but I'll be entering a proper name known as TestNG, and update site URL is already entered. Click on add button, guys. In a while, you'll get TestNG option here. Okay, in a while, you'll get TestNG option here. Once you get the TestNG option, okay, once you get the TestNG option, select the TestNG option and click on next button. So TestNG is getting installed. TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin is getting installed in my machine. Okay. So this is the process for installing, guys. Okay. So let's focus on the screen. It will take a while. Okay. It will take a while for installing the TestNG. So I'll pass and resume the video when it is required. Okay. I'll resume. Now we got this dialog install details with all these options, guys. Okay. So whatever the options that may be related to TestNG and all, so simply blindly click on next button and you'll get this license agreement thing. I accept the terms of the license agreement. Click on finish. Okay, so you'll get this nowadays you are getting this trust dialog. Earlier you are not getting this, so always trust all the content and yes, I accept the risk. There is no problem in doing this, guys. Okay, trust selected, that's it. Installation is started. Okay, 56% is already done. So in a while it will ask you to restart your Eclipse IDE. Okay, so restart Eclipse IDE to apply software update. Click on restart. Okay, after restarting, guys, you'll get the TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin available. Okay, and also you'll get the run configurations and all those stuff. So here we are. Okay, we are installing the TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin to get TestNG run configuration options. Okay, it's launching. Eclipse IDE is restarting, guys. Let's wait for the restart to complete. Very easy, guys. This is very easy. Don't think this is some rocket science or something. Okay, it's kind of very easy. Data driven framework creation is very easy. Okay, so just let's follow the steps. That's it. Okay, so it will be done. You don't have to remember the steps also. Whenever again you have to create a framework, you just go to the steps and follow the steps and create. Okay, even I don't remember the steps. Okay, I'll just follow the steps and create. That's it. Okay, so we have finally restarted the Eclipse IDE, guys, and let's see where the TestNG plugins are there. One way to confirm that TestNG plugin is there or not is go to the window, guys. Go to show view and select other. Okay, and type TestNG here. When you type TestNG, if you are getting TestNG option here, that means TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin has been successfully installed. This is one way. And also, if you right click on this time you'll get the run configurations. Okay, you got the TestNG test run configuration. Okay, with main method you'll get Java application as a run configuration, but with the TestNG test method you'll get the run configuration as TestNG test. And also you see there are some extra options coming like just before this method run and debug and run all. All these options are coming because of the TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin. Okay, you can run the test using this option, or if you have multiple tests in this class, you can run all the tests using run all. Okay, whatever the, or you can right click here and say run as TestNG test. And also from the project explorer also here you can go to the login.java. You can right click here and say run as TestNG test. Multiple ways, guys. Okay, and also here also there is an option run login.java. Okay, this is also another way. Okay, multiple ways you can run anything, any way you can find comfortable. You can just follow that process for running this TestNG test. Now at this moment, guys, in this TestNG test method, there is no code. Okay, we have to write some Selenium automation code. I'm going to write the Selenium automation code for logging into the Tutorials Ninja application. Okay, so some basic Selenium automation code I'll write for logging into the Tutorials Ninja web application. So I'll start like this. Okay, Webdriver manager, Webdriver manager dot. So I'm not getting any suggestions here because you see, for now in this project we have the Java library and TestNG library. Okay, two libraries are there, Java and TestNG, only two libraries. Now WebDriver manager is another third-party library. So in the pom.xml file, along with the TestNG library that we have just now added under the dependencies, we have to add the library dependency tags of WebDriver manager. Again, we have to go to the website known as MVN repository website and search for WebDriver manager. Okay, WebDriver manager. This WebDriver manager automates. Okay, we don't have to download the driver.exe files of respective browsers by checking the compatibility with this driver.exe files with the browser versions and all. That days are gone. Okay, now you got this library known as WebDriver manager, which will automate the process of downloading the driver exe files for the respective browsers. Like for Chrome browser, we have Chrome driver.exe file, and we have to write a statement like system.set_property webdriver.chrome.driver and give the path to the driver.exe file in general way. Okay, but since we got this library WebDriver manager, we don't have to do anything at all. Okay, you don't have to go to the official website and download the uh, Chrome driver.exe or Gecko driver.exe for Firefox or Edge driver.exe for Edge browser. You don't have to do that anymore, guys. Okay, that driver executable taking care will driver executables will be taken care by this WebDriver manager. Whatever the versions of browsers you have, this WebDriver manager is so intelligent that it will detect the versions of the browsers installed in your machine, and accordingly it will download the driver exe files for you. Even tomorrow, these browser versions got updated. Okay, then WebDriver manager will take care of downloading the latest compatible driver exe files for these latest versions of the browsers. Okay, so driver management will be automated by this WebDriver manager. So important it is, guys. Okay, so we'll not be manually downloading any driver exe files because WebDriver manager is there for our savior. We'll go with the latest version, guys. Whatever the latest version you see as per your time. Okay, for my time 5.3.0 is there. I'll go with 5.3.0 and copy this Maven dependencies, click on that and just go to the pom.xml file and paste it. Okay, and paste it. Once you paste it and just organize it properly, click on save all button. Webdriver manager jar files will be automatically downloaded by this pom.xml file, this because this is a Maven project and will be automatically configured in this project. Okay, once the process is done, expand this, you'll see the Webdriver manager somewhere. A lot of jar files came here. Somewhere here you will see the Webdriver manager came. Okay, done. Webdriver manager is completed, guys. Webdriver manager is completed. Then let's move on to the writing out the automation script here in the login.java file. Webdriver manager dot. This time you will get the suggestions because we got the library. So for now I'll be going with the Chrome driver. Okay. For now I'll be going with the Chrome driver, guys. Okay. Chrome driver dot exe file. Okay. For now, Chrome driver dot setup. I have to say setup, guys. Sorry. Okay. Webdriver manager.chromedriver.setup. You see, it will automatically get the Chrome driver, which is compatible with your Chrome browser version, which is already there in your machine. Okay, you don't have to do much. You don't have to download the exe files of drivers and all those stuff. Okay, so next step. Next step is after adding this WebDriver manager library and adding this step here, WebDriver manager.chromedriver. Now let's write the next line. WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, this statement will launch the Chrome browser. Okay, this constructor actually will call the code which will actually launch your Chrome browser. Okay, which will actually launch your Chrome browser. But this WebDriver is an interface and Chrome driver is a class. But they belong to which library? Do they belong to Java library, or do they belong to TestNG library, or do they belong to the WebDriver manager library? No, none of these libraries. This WebDriver interface and Chrome driver predefined class, both of them are predefined, belong to Selenium library. Over the mouse, you will not get any import statement here because they belong to a different third-party library known as Selenium library. So to get that library, again, let's go to the MVN repository and search for Selenium Java here because I am going to write the Selenium automation code using Java programming. Okay, Selenium Java we have to search in mvnrepository.com and you'll get this link known as Selenium Java. Click on that link, guys, and take the latest version 4.4.0. Okay, as per my today's date I am recording, I have 4.4.0 as the version of the Java, Selenium Java. I'll copy this Maven dependencies, come back here, go to the pom.xml file, paste the dependencies of Selenium Java here. That's it. And organize it properly and click on save, guys. Save all. Jar files of Selenium Java will be downloaded. So the process is going on. Let's wait. Once it is completely downloaded, we'll move on to the automation script. 100% came here and done. Still it is building. Yeah, let's go to the login.java, guys, and hover the mouse on WebDriver. And sometimes it may happen that when you hover for the first time, it may not come. Again, hover, guys. Okay, in a while you'll get it. Okay, just hover. It will take some time. Okay, import WebDriver interface from Selenium library. Import this Chrome driver class from Selenium library. That's it. Now let's write the remaining code like driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. This will maximize the browser window. Then driver dot then manage dot timeouts dot implicit waiting. Okay, I'm just giving implicit wait as 10 seconds. Duration dot off. Sorry, not this one. We have to take duration dot off seconds. Okay, duration dot off seconds. Okay, duration dot off seconds, and I'll give 10 seconds here. Put a semicolon. That's it. So implicit waiting mechanism has been implemented. Okay. So driver dot get command. Next command is driver dot get command, guys. And here I have to give the application URL that I want to automate. I'll go to this application URL known as tutorialsninja.com/demo. This is a example website I'm taking for demonstrating the data driven testing for you. I'll copy this URL here. After going there, next step is I need to log into the application. Okay. So here I am going to write a Selenium code for logging into the application. Data driven thing, everything I'll cover later. Okay. First, let's write the basic code, which is actually written, has to be written in Selenium for logging into the application. That's it. Okay. So I'll simply log into the application. Not to log into the application, guys, I have to click on my account and select this login option so that I will be taken to the login page. So how to click on the my account? I'll inspect this my account. So I'll inspect this my account, and here this is the option it is being showing. Okay, have to create an XPath. I'll create an XPath locator for this. Control F. Here my account is the text, right? Which is between the span tags, double slash span, double slash span. Text function is equal to XPath I'm building on the fly. Okay, you should have good knowledge of XPath expressions, guys. Okay, so that you'll be able to create the XPath expressions on the fly and use XPath. This particular XPath is highlighting this HTML code. When I hover the mouse on this HTML code, my account option is getting highlighted, and here one of one is coming. So only one element is being located, that is my account. Okay, I'll copy this XPath expression and come back here and write driver dot find element by dot XPath. I'll provide the XPath expression of that my account option and say dot click. That's it. Okay. It will click on the my account. Now I need to click on the login option. I'll inspect this login option and here copy this login, guys. Copy this login. Copy this login and here I'll say driver dot find element by dot link text. Okay. By dot link text. By dot link text. Provide the link text. Provide the link text and say dot click. Okay. So it will click on the login option. Once it clicks on the login option, you'll be taken to the login page, guys, where email address and password options will be available. Okay, I'll inspect this email address field because this is the place where I have to enter the email address. Okay, so when I inspect this email address field, I got this HTML code which has an ID. I'll copy this ID of this email address field, and here I'll simply say driver.find element by dot ID. Provide the ID of that email address field and say dot send keys and provide the let's give valid email address for now. Okay, I'm not going to directly implement the data driven framework. First, I'm going to write a sample automation code with valid credentials and all to log into the application. Okay, this automation script when it runs should log into the application and the test should pass. That's the main intention. Okay, here I'll give a valid email address known as this one amotoricap9@gmail.com, which is a valid email address which I already created an account for. And here I'll give a valid password known as 12345 as a valid password. Inspect this, and it also has an ID password. Copy this, and here driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID of the okay, then send keys and provide 12345 12345. Okay, put a semicolon here. Password thing is done. Okay, now click on the login button. Inspect this login button, guys, and you will get this HTML code for this login button. Say Control F. I'll create an XPath expression to locate this login button. So I'll take this value attribute value, that is a login. Copy value attribute value. It has input tag. I'll simply say double slash input at the rate value is equal to login. I will give. Okay, enter, and it has located the login button. You see one of one is coming, and this HTML code is getting highlighted. When I hover, you see login button is getting highlighted on the UI. So this XPath is locating the login button. Copy the XPath expression and go back here and write down driver.find element by dot XPath of that login button. Say dot click. Okay, we'll click on that. Now the moment you click on the login button, guys, you will be logged in. Okay, how to verify whether you got really logged in or not? If you get any of these options, you see change your password or edit your account information links or any other links, modify your address book. These options will be only available for the user who got logged in. Okay, without logging, will not get this edit your account information link or whatever that. I'll just for sample, I'll take this edit your account information link availability. So how do I verify this one? Here in TestNG, we have assertions. Okay, we are going to use assertions of TestNG. This is a predefined class in TestNG known as assert class. When I say assert dot, I can write something like assert true, one of the assertion type in TestNG. Okay, assert true. Here Boolean condition I have to give. Okay, assert dot assert true. This statement is from TestNG. Here I'll check whether this option is available or not. I'll inspect this option, and this is the link text. Okay, there is some text between the anchor tags, so this is the link text. I'll write down driver dot find element. Okay, driver dot find element by dot link text. I'll provide the link text, guys, and say here dot is displayed. Okay, if this edit your account information option is displayed, then the test will pass. Okay, the is displayed command will return true, and assert true is also expecting true, so the test will pass. If this option is not coming, that means assert true is expecting true, but is displayed will return false, and you'll get an exception. Okay, so here finally I'll quit the browser, guys. I'll quit the browser. Okay, finally I'll quit the browser. So this is a sample automation script for logging into the application with valid credentials and checking whether we got really logged in or not. Okay, so I'll click on this run button here so that this particular automation script will run. Okay, click on the run or right click run as TestNG test also is fine. For the first time you're getting allow access, click on allow access. The script started running, guys. As you can see here, the Chrome browser will launch. Chrome browser will launch, then it will maximize. Then it will open the application URL. Then it will be a bit fast, guys. Okay, you see, it click on the my account, it enter the credentials, and it got logged in, and you see the test even got passed. Okay, it will be a bit fast. Test got passed. Okay, passed is equal to 1. And also you'll get the TestNG results here. As you can see under the login class, we have the test method known as test login method, which is passed now. Okay. Along with that, here when you refresh the project here, you'll get a test output folder. Under the test output folder, you'll get index.html file. Right click, open with web browser. You'll see the TestNG test report also. Okay, this report also will be coming because we have the TestNG now. Okay, so one test, one class, that is under that one test method is there. That is test login method, which got passed. Tick mark means passed. Okay, this is the report we got. These are the different results we got. We are getting from the TestNG. Fine. So we have written the Selenium code, and this is the code we have written, guys. Whatever the code I mentioned here. Okay, this mind map that I have written. Okay, and now we'll separate the tier down code, guys. Okay, so you see this. Uh, when this particular test passes, the driver.quit will be executed and browser will automatically close. But if this particular test fails, at this line, an exception will be thrown and next statement will not be executed. The browser will still be opened. That is not a good idea. Okay, so that's the reason we have to separate this driver.quit from this test method. So here I'll write down public void, some tear down or closure, whatever the name you feel convenient, you just give that the method name and say at the rate after method from TestNG, after method annotation from TestNG. Over the mouse, import this after method from TestNG library, and here separate this driver.quit from here to here. No matter whether the test will pass or fail now, the browser will close. Okay, that's the main intention. But the problem here is we are getting an error here with the driver because this particular driver is local to this test login method. You see, you created this driver object inside the login method. So this is local. We have to make it global. Copy this part and directly under the class, declare that. Okay. Directly under the class, you see the error is gone. Here, don't forget to remove the double declaration. A lot of people, after making it global, they forget to remove the double declaration here. They have to remove the WebDriver from here. Okay. Otherwise, you'll get null pointer kind of exceptions and all. Okay. That will be a problem. So fine. Anyhow, now the script looks good and still it will work, guys. Okay. No matter what, if you click on run, after method will be running after the test method. So it will work. So sometimes this application will take, this demo application will take time to load, guys. If it is taking more time, it will waste our time for demo. In real time, don't do this, but just for demonstration, I'm just pressing enter so that it will load the page properly and the test will run. Okay, you see the browser even got closed after separating the driver.quit. Okay, it passed, got the results and everything fine. Okay, done. So we have separated the tier down code. Okay, we have separated the tier down code. Okay, like this into the after method, which will run after the test method. Okay. So intentionally, we are not creating the at the rate before method, guys. Okay, you see this setup code. This setup code can be moved to the before method, but I'm not creating that intentionally in this data-driven framework. Okay, so only after method I'm creating for now, which will run after the every test method that is there in the login class. Here only one test method is there, so after method will run only once after the test method here. Okay, to close the browser, no matter what, whether this assertion will pass or fail. Done. That's the main intention. So writing the sample Selenium automation code for logging into the tutorials in the web application is done. We're going step by step, guys. Okay, don't worry what I'm trying to do. So slowly we'll move into the data driven mode. Okay, so now there is a annotation in TestNG known as data provider. Okay, we are going to create a method with this data provider, which is going to supply the multiple sets of data to the test method. Okay, so slowly the data driven testing has started with this data provider annotation. Okay, this is a data provider annotation. So we'll create a method here, guys, below the test method or anywhere in this class. Just create a method known as public void. I'll just name this method as data supplier or data anything you can get data supplier. People can give any names. Okay, I'm just okay with this data supplier name. So before that, I am providing an annotation in TestNG known as data provider annotation. Okay, it's not a test method, guys. This method is a test method, but this one is a data provider. Okay, it's going to supply the data to this test method. Okay, multiple sets of data I want to supply to the test method. That's why I'm creating. Annotation I have to use from TestNG is data provider annotation from TestNG. We have to import. That's it. Okay. Now what I have to do? How to make this particular method supply the data to the test method? For that, guys, before going further, I have to connect this data supplier with the test method that I want to supply the data to. Okay. This method is going to supply the data, but there may be hundreds of test methods in this login.java. To which test method this data supplier, data provider method is going to supply the data? For example, this test method I want to supply the data. Here beside the test annotation, write a attribute known as data provider attribute. Okay, it's an attribute, guys, not an annotation. It is an attribute from TestNG. Data provider is equal to, in double quotes, give the name of the data provider method. Okay, just give the name only. Data supplier is the method. So the connection is established between the data provider and this test method. Now the data provider having the data supplier as a method is going to supply the data only to this test method whose method name is mentioned here for the attribute TestNG attribute known as data provider. Okay. Now the connection is established. Now let's try to write the code which is going to supply the data to the test method here. Okay. How to write the code? Here I'll create a two-dimensional object array first. Okay. Object array, two-dimensional object array, obj is equal to, or data is equal to, you can say data is equal to also, is equal to. I'll create a shortcut representation of the array. Okay. Here, since it is a two-dimensional, I have to create how many sets of data? Here, if I want to pass three sets of data, that means three usernames and passwords I want to supply. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to pass email address and password. Okay. Multiple sets of data to log into the application. Email, password. Okay. I'm just writing double quotes. After that, I'll copy paste the required emails and passwords. Email, password. Okay. Done. These three things I want to supply. Okay. So first I'll provide the email address here. I'll go to the application here once, and I'll take the emails, login, go to the login page, and one of the email I'll take is this is a valid email I'm taking, and password I'll give as 12345. Okay, and you can just press enter here so that you can see it properly. Press enter here. So next one I'll take it as a motori cap1 12345. This is also valid username and password. Okay, and another one I'm going to give is a motori cap3. I'll give cap3 here. Okay, cap3, and provide 12345. How many sets of data are there? Three sets of data. That means this test method need to be called how many times? This test method has to run how many times? For each and every set of data, this test method will run. Okay, for each and set of data that is being supplied, this is the first set of data, username, password, second set of data, third set of data. For all the sets of data, this test method has to run. That means three sets of data, three times the test method is going to run. Okay, but we need to pass the data. We have not supplied the data yet. So how to supply the data? We have to use a return keyword and say data here, return data. This method will return the data. Okay, this data is available in which format? What is the return type? Okay, what is the type of this data? Two-dimensional object array. So the return type of this method should be two-dimensional object array. That's it. Now this method is going to supply this username and password to this test method, but where it will be received, where this test method will receive this username and password, here guys, the test login. Okay, here just provide string email, comma, string password, like that you give. Okay, string email, string password. This email you enter, instead of giving the hard coded value, just give this email parameter for now. Okay, in place of password, you just provide, in the send keys command, you just provide the password. Okay, that means for every set of data supplied, this email will be different and password will be different. In the first run, email will be this amotoricap9@gmail.com, which will go to the email parameter of this test method, and that will be passed here, and here amotoricap9 will be entered, and password will be entered as 12345. For second set of data, again test method will run, and this email will go into the email, and here the cap1@gmail.com 12345. And third run, okay, amotoricap3@gmail.com and 12345, like that guys. Okay, so save this. Now save this, and click on the run button. Just click on the run button guys. Okay, and see whether the same test will be run three times. Okay, data supplier has to call this test method three times, and each and every time it is calling, it should supply one set of data. Okay, then next set of data, and then next set of data. Okay, let's see whether it is running like that or not. Okay, so here guys, we are just getting into the data driven thing. Okay, where we are not using we are not reading this data from the Excel files. Okay, later I'll show you how to read the data from the Excel files. If the application is taking too much time, just press enter, guys. Don't do this in real time. Only this is applicable for the demo. For the demonstration only, I'm doing, just not to save your, just not to waste your time. Okay, it will. Okay, just start run. 3 tests got executed. Okay, 3 times the test method got run. The same test method got run 3 times because of these 3 credentials. You see 3 tests and everything got passed. If you go to the results, TestNG results, you see under login class, the same test login method has been called 3 times. First time it got called when passing the amotory cap9 at the rate gmail.com 1234. Second time this method has been called, it has been passed these credentials like amotory cap1 at the rate 12345 and amotory cap3 at the rate gmail 12345 is the password for the third run. Okay, 3 times it has run. If you give 10 sets of credentials here, this test method is going to run 10 times. This is called as data driven testing, high level implementation of data driven testing. Okay, so here I explained everything, guys. Okay, how to provide the data provider and how to supply the data, and how to connect the data provider, this data supplier, to this uh, test method. Okay, which will receive the data in the form of parameters and use them in the automation script. Okay, this part is completed, guys. Now let's move ahead. Let's move ahead, guys. Okay, now let's read the data from the Excel file. Okay, now let's read the data from the Excel file rather than reading the data from this uh, from the data provider method having this object array like this. Let's read this particular credentials or data from the Excel file. How to do that? For that, I'm going to demonstrate now. Okay, this is what is important, guys. Okay, in the these are just for basics. Whatever I covered so far: data driven testing, data driven frame, installation of Java, installation of Eclipse IDE, creation of the project structure, and everything is just a basic thing. But this is what is important, guys. Okay, from here to here is important, guys. This will build. This will create a, this code we are going to replace, guys. Okay, this code we are going to change. Okay, and also a lot of changes we are going to do in this test method and all, and final framework will be created from here to here. Okay, these steps will change the final framework. Okay, this project will not be same as it is. This is only for basic knowledge. We are going further to get a better data driven framework created. Okay, so let's get started with this reading the data from the Excel file now. Okay, just expand this. You'll get a lot of steps here. We are going to follow the steps. Now let's create a source folder here. Okay, with the name SRC test resources under the project. Just go to the project here. By default, this template, whatever we added, right, is coming with 2 source folders: SRC main Java and other one was SRC test Java, 2 source folders. But we need to create one more source folder here. Right click on this framework project and select new. And here there is a option known as source folder option. Just select this option and give SRC test slash resources. Okay, SRC test resources, and click on finish button, guys. Okay, just click on finish button and the source folder will be created. Let's follow the steps, guys. Step by step we are going to build the framework. Okay, so and one more prerequisite, guys. Okay, before I complete this framework, you should have MS Office software installed in your machine. If you don't have any MS Office software, then you'll not be able to open this Excel file. Okay, so in my machine, the MS Office software is available. I'll show you. MS Office. You see MS Office software is available, guys. PowerPoint, MS Office app, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, everything is there here. So in order to open the Excel file, we should have the MS Office app available. So I have the MS Office app available. So I'm going with that. Okay. So, and also anyone who is practicing this data driven framework or creating, right, make sure that you have MS Office software already installed in your machine. Then let's create this Excel file under SRC test resources. So just now we created the source folder, right? Under that, let's create the Excel file. Okay. So you don't have, I already created a template, guys. Okay. I already created a template for this Excel file. Either you can download from here or in the notes, guys. I mentioned here in the notes, the Excel file. You can download this Excel file from here. Okay. Just copy this and paste in the browser, and you'll get an Excel file, guys. Download that Excel template. Okay, the template is already created, guys. You don't have to do any hard work on creating the template. So file, just click on this file and download as Microsoft Excel XLSX file. Okay, just select this option. This Excel template file will be created for you. So let's close this. Okay, it's getting downloaded, guys. Let's go to the location where it got downloaded. This tutorialsninja.xlsx file got downloaded here. Okay, open this Excel file, guys. I'll explain about this template. Okay, I'll explain. This is a file, guys, Excel file. First of all, this is Excel file having the name as the application name. I gave the name of the file as application name tutorialsninja.xlsx file. Okay, I opened the XLSX file, and in this XLSX file, you see there are two sheets. I created two sheets. One is test cases sheet, other one is the data sheet. So if you go with the test cases sheet, guys, I represented the three test cases. Okay, if I am going to automate the login test, restart test, and search test as part of the data. I mean, I want to automate. I want to use these three test cases as part of the data-driven framework. Let's say, assume. Okay, so those are the list of tests I'm creating. For now, we created only the login test here, guys. Similarly, you can create the restart test and such tests. I'm not creating this. I have put it for sample only. No matter how many tests are there that you are going to implement the data driven testing, right, or testing automation, right, those tests you just provided here. Okay, for now I am going to only take this as serious, the login test as serious. You see, test case is login test and run mode is why. Run mode is what is mean by run mode, why we put run mode here. You see, for the first login test, run mode is y, and intentionally I put restart test and such test as n because they should not be executed, because I'm not going to implement restart test and such test. I'm going to, as a sample for this data driven framework, I'm going to only automate the login test, guys. Okay, only login functionality scenario I'm going to show you. Run mode is y means it's going to run. If you set it to n, right, this n will be read from the Excel file and to your automation script, and it will skip this restart test and such test. Okay, it not run this restart. Login test, it will check the run test and run mode, and if it is y means, so then only the login test will be executed. And apart from that, we have data, guys. For example, login test, restart test. Here you can create one more test known as such test also. Such test data also I created. You can create. Okay, I didn't create it here, but such test file also you can create. For login test, you see, again, multiple sets of data are there. Can you see the multiple sets of data here? Whatever the data I passed here. So we'll do one thing, guys. We'll not take this one, guys. This is a problematic one. I have to give other credentials actually. 1 minute. I think where is that file? Let me take that. Give me a second. Final. Let me extract this. I'll modify that file, guys. Okay, extract. That is a outdated Excel file. Okay, so whatever I provided, let me take a proper Excel file. Okay, let's go here under the src test resources. You'll get this Excel file, guys. Copy this Excel file, and paste it somewhere here. I'll upload this Excel file and update the link here in the notes. Okay, let me do that. I'll pause the recording, guys. I'll pause the recording and share it again. Okay, guys, I have updated this Google Drive link. What I'm going to do here is I'll close this Excel sheet which I was showing you. Let me go to the downloads folder also. 1 minute. Let's go to the downloads folder. I'm using a new Excel sheet which is kind of more latest than whatever that I'm demonstrating there. So let me click on this Excel sheet and it will open, and we'll download this similarly. Okay, let me download this Excel sheet file. Download Microsoft Excel.xlsx file. Okay, it will be downloaded to our downloads folder. Yeah, it got downloaded, guys. Let's go to the location where it got downloaded. Let me open it again. For opening this Excel file, definitely you need MS Office, guys. Open this Excel file. So the name of the file is same, Tutorials Ninja is the file name, .xlsx file. And here two sheets, as I already mentioned, test case and data are the two sheets. Okay. So coming to the test case, guys, I told you, right, three test cases, and first one is mentioned as y, and remaining these two tests we are not going to run, only login test we are going to run. So at the test level, login test is enabled. Okay, and also at the data level, for each and every test here, the data is provided, multiple sets of data. For login test, you see three sets of data is provided. Okay, this also looks same somehow. Why it's not updated, I don't know. Let me update this data, guys. Okay, this email usernames and passwords need to be updated, guys. Okay, so let me update this here. Otherwise, also you can also create the accounts at Tutorials Ninja, because these accounts are outdated, guys. That's why Emotori, okay, 61 So I'm giving a valid email address and invalid password here, and this will result in failure. Otherwise, invalid password, I'll give it as ABCDEF. Okay. And coming to another set of data for login, cap 62 at the rate. Here valid credential is ABCDE. Okay, but I am giving EFGH something like this. Okay, which is invalid. Okay. And for this email address, I'll give valid credential here also. ABC here I'll give ABCDE only. So it should be success because I'm giving valid email and valid password. And third one, I'll be giving as 6363 and copying this ABCDE here. Okay, and save this. Okay, this is data, guys. This is the data. I just updated the data here. Okay, the data was outdated in the last sheet. Now in this sheet, the data is updated. Okay, you can modify this sheet, guys. Okay, if you meant to. Okay, just modify this sheet with this data only. Remaining all are fine, but this sheet only you download and modify these details. That's enough. Okay. If you don't modify, the scripts will fail. Okay. So better you modify the data here. So there are how many sets of data here for this login test? For this login test, we have 3 sets of data, and at the data level also the run mode is set, guys. Okay, run mode is set. Why? The run mode is set to Y. With this set of data, login test will run. Okay, if you set n here, this particular set of data will be skipped. The only 2 sets of data will be there. 2 times the login test will be executed. If you set y n here, okay. So here all y's are there. So 3 times. Here there are 3 sets of data. First set of data will be running in Chrome browser. Login test will run in Chrome browser for this first set of data. For the second set of data, the login test will run in Firefox browser. For the third set of data, the login test will run in the Firefox browser. That is how I designed the browsers. Okay, and username passwords are the data that you have to actually pass. Run modes you understood, browser you understood, username understood, you password. What should be the expected result? When you give this username and password, you should get the failure. You should not get logged in. Okay, you should get a warning message. But when you give the this email address and password, you should get logged in. Success is the expected result. Okay, and this email and password, success should be the expected result. Okay, so let me go back and just save this file here one more time. That is there in my downloads folder. I know it is there in my downloads folder, guys. Copy this tutorials ninja file and Excel file and paste it under the resources. Okay, right click and paste. You'll get the Excel sheet here. Let's double confirm whether we have the proper data or not. Right click and say properties. Go to the location. Just click on this here, guys, and it will take you to the location where Excel file is available in the project. This is the file. Open this file and see whether the data is properly set. Okay, otherwise you see the proper data is there. That's okay. Okay, done. Now under SRC test resources, we copied the Excel sheet. Okay, Excel sheet will be looking like this, but in your machine it will be looking with a proper icon and all. In Eclipse IDE, you may have to install one plugin or something to get it displayed properly, but let's not focus on that. Okay. Next one. Okay, here, guys. And under the SRC test resources, we just downloaded the Excel sheet and then we copy pasted that. Now let's create a util package under SRC main Java. Okay, let's go to the SRC main Java. Here one more source folder is there, SRC main Java. Under that, yeah, under SRC test Java, we created a package known as test package. Here SRC main Java, we create a package known as, let's create a package known as util package. Click on finish. A util package got created, guys. And next step is, let's copy this let's copy this my excel s reader dot my excel s reader dot java file under util package. Okay, this you don't have to do any hardware, guys. Okay, it's available on the web, guys. Okay, I also have downloaded this file. Okay, I also have downloaded this my xls reader dot java file, which is built on the POI API library. Okay, this particular java file will contain a lot of methods, guys. Okay, which are developed by some other person on the internet. Okay, some one person who actually one author of this person is there. My xls reader dot java file has created the methods. Okay, some methods, reusable methods he or she has created and put it on the internet. I have downloaded from there. Okay, from the internet, and I got the this my xls reader file dot java file, which contains and which is built, that particular person who created this my xls reader dot java file, right, has has used the POI API as a library. Okay. So anyhow, let's for now, let's go step by step only. We need to copy this myxlsreader.java file under the util package that I just now created under the src main Java folder, source folder. So here is a Google Drive link. You can also go to the notes and you have the Google Drive link here also. Copy this link, guys, okay, and paste it here, and you'll get that Java file. Okay, you can download the Java file from here, guys. Okay, it's a Java file, my xlsreader.java file. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Already this code is written by some other person. We are going to reuse it. Okay, so this how simple it is. But the one who has created this particular code, right, usable code using Java and all, has used the POI API library. You see, for example, here we have something known as workbook. Okay, XSSF workbook. This is a predefined class from POI API. And HSSF workbook or sheet, what you can see, sheet. You see, there is something known as sheet. Where is that? Get sheet at method. All these are coming, guys. Okay, all these are sheet. At the high level, you see this sheet is there. This sheet predefined class, workbook predefined class, row predefined class, cell predefined class. Okay, these are all belong to the POI API, guys. I'll explain more about this. Okay, so after, let me first copy paste this. After that, I'll explain. Let me download this Java file, guys. Okay, so blindly download the Java file, guys. Don't think that you have to create by your own. Okay, no one already someone has created. We are going to reuse that. Okay, showing the folder. My XLS reader .java file is available. Copy this. Copy this myxlsreader.java file and go to your Eclipse IDE. Under the util package, you simply blindly paste it. Okay. And now open this myxlsreader.java file in your Eclipse IDE. First, rectify the package name. Here I gave the instructions also, resolve the errors. You see, first you have to rectify give correct package name. What is the package name under which this myxlsreader.java file is available? It is available under the util package. So change it to util, package util. You see, one of the error is gone. Now there are a lot of errors like workbook, sheet, row, cell. Okay, lot of errors are there in this code. Why these errors are coming means this particular project doesn't have the POI API library. Without having the POI API library, we cannot read the data from the Excel files. POI API library is a library designed by some open source kind of developers. Okay, okay, of the POI API. Apache guys have created the POI API. Okay, they uh, they have provided some predefined classes and all those stuff, predefined stuff that we can use for uh, performing operations with Excel files. Okay, a lot of operations can be performed with Excel files, right? That the moment you open the Excel file, you create the sheets, you create the columns, you create create the rows, you create the cells, you fill the data, you remove the data, you delete the columns, you delete the cells. Okay, delete the rows. Lot of operations you can perform. You can delete the Excel file. Lot of operations we can perform on the Excel files, right? The POI API library is created by the general developers from Apache, not only for automation engineers, guys, for also not normal uh, developers of the applications. Also, they can also use the POI API if they have to work with Excel file. Okay, if you have to do something with Excel file, because uh, you see they are like Java, guys, like Java library. Okay, without having Java library here, can we write the Java programs? Similarly, without having the PyAPI library created by these Apache developers, we cannot use these predefined classes of the, okay, we cannot use the predefined classes of the PyAPI. Okay, that's why we are getting the errors. How to get the PyAPI library? Go to the pom.xml file, guys. Till now we have TestNG library, Webdriver manager library, and Selenium Java library. That's why we are able to use the predefined classes, annotations, all the stuff of these three libraries. Now, to go further, to make this errors in the myxls reader.java file resolve, we have to go to again MVN repository. We have to go to the MVN repository, guys. We have to go to the MVN repository and search for POI. Just type POI, guys. Okay, just type POI. That's it. Now you will get Apache POI, Apache org.apache POI. And one more thing you will get is org Apache POI XML. Third thing you will get is org Apache POI XML schemas. These three items we need, guys. Okay, I'll open one by one in new tab. Okay, first tab I opened. First one I opened in the first tab. And here we got we should not be going to the latest version, guys. Okay, so this is just about Excel files, right? Okay, no matter you go with the latest version, I don't recommend going with the latest version, because whatever the file I put here, right, is not supported by the latest version. My XLS reader will not be supported by the latest version. Lot of things got deprecated in the latest version. So go back to the older version 3.14. Remember this version, guys. Exactly 3.14. If you give 3.15 also, it will not work. Okay. If you are downloading, if you are getting this dependency tags of POI, Apache POI API POI, go with 3.14 version only strictly, guys. Okay. Copy this Maven dependency. Copy this Maven dependency and paste it here for 3.14. Don't use any other thing other than 3.14. Save this, guys. First save this. The jar files of this POI API will be automatically downloaded and configured in the project. Okay. Next one. Next one is again uh, do one thing. Just this part is done, right? First one is when you search for POI, this one you already added. Next, go for POI XML. Open this in new tab. And here again, whatever the version you have taken in the POI, you go with the POI XML also. Same thing, 3.14. Okay, 3.14. Copy this and come back here and paste it. You don't have to take the latest version, guys. In especially for POI API, don't take the latest versions. Okay, otherwise this errors will not get resolved. Okay. Now third one we are going to get, guys. Third one we are going to get. That is third one. That is POI XML schemas. Okay, I'll open a new tab and go here and again go with the 3.14 version only. Copy this, come back here, paste it here. That's it. Okay, and tap. Now save this. Save this. See, all the errors are gone. Okay, by the time I saved the last dependency tag of POI, that is POI XML schemas, you see, okay, all the errors are gone. Even one error is also not there. Okay, complete errors got resolved. This is what we have to achieve, guys. Okay, save this. Now if you see the MyXLS reader, some developer, okay, around the globe, okay, just for helping the community, has created some reusable methods here. Okay, get row count. If you call this method, it will get how many rows are, if just you need to give the sheet name and it will give you how many rows are there in that sheet. For example, in our Excel file, in our Excel file, for example, if I give the sheet name as, if I give the, in this Excel file, if I give the sheet name as test cases, then how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows are there. 4 rows. 4 will be the output, guys. If I call this method, okay, some person has developed this reusable method, so that you don't have to implement this code again. Okay, so how this developer or a person around the web has created this reusable methods like get row count on the top of POI API, guys. For example, here workbook, whatever the workbook you are using, okay, it is a predefined thing of POI API. Get sheet index. This is a predefined method from POI API library. Okay, this person who has developed this get row count reusable method has used POI API predefined things along with Java and POI API created these methods. How many methods are there? Get row count is one method. Next method is get cell data. Okay, to get the cell data. For that, we have to pass a sheet name, column name, and row number. Okay, then third, similar get cell data, but here different parameters. Here instead of giving column name, you can give column number. Okay, remaining all are same. Okay, that way also you can get the cell data. So other method was like set cell data. This will set the cell data, guys. Okay, this we generally don't use now, but set cell, another overloaded method of set cell data. Then add sheet. If you want to add a sheet, you can even add a sheet. Okay, like that. Some methods are there, but here mostly we'll be using the basic methods like get row count or get cell data only. Okay, this two. But setting and adding the sheets we generally don't. Removing the sheet also we don't do. Okay, adding a column. If you want to add a column in the Excel file, then you Excel file in one of the sheet, you can do that. You can remove the column. Okay, a lot of each sheet exists. Okay, each sheet exists is one thing. Get column count. You can get the column count if you want. Add hyperlink. Okay, if you want to add a hyperlink data into the sheet or cell. Get cell row number. Like that, many methods have been created, guys. But we are not going to use all the methods. Few methods from this MyXLS reader we are going to use. Okay, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Someone around the web has created this MyXLS reader for us, and which has some reusable methods for us to use. Okay, this constructor is also there, guys. You see in this MyXLS reader, there is a constructor for which we have to provide the path of the Excel file. Whatever the Excel file you want to read the data from, that you have to pass to this constructor. You see the name of the constructor is same as the name of the class. And just the constructor has a parameter known as file path. That is Excel file path we have to pass here, guys, so that we can using these methods we can read the data from the Excel files. Okay, that is MyXLS reader, guys. That is my XLS reader file. Let's close this. What next? We added the POI API libraries to the pom.xml file. We searched POI in the MVN repository, and we got these three things, right? POI 3.14 version, POI OXML 3.14 version, POI OOXML, schemas 3.14 version, all these things. Okay, we resolve the errors. Now just go. We have gone through the methods in MyXLS reader at a high level, right? I All the methods are built using POI API library by one of the person on the web who has shared this file and put it available on the web for us to use. Okay, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, guys. We are going to use the user defined methods of the POI API library and this MyXLS reader Java file thing, which is built on the top of POI API library. Okay, now what's the next step here? Now let's copy another Java file. Okay, there is one more person on the web has created another file known as, especially for the automation. This MyXLS reader Java file can also be used by developers for reading the data, for getting the data from Excel files, for removing the columns and all. But there's one more person on the web who is specially automation tester, maybe has created this data util Java file, which is built using the user defined methods in this MyXLS reader file, guys. Okay, on the top of this you see MyXLS reader Java file methods are created using the POI API library, but data util Java file methods are created using the MyXLS reader methods. Okay, on the top of MyXLS reader, another Java file known as data util file has been created, guys. Okay, this data util also we have to copy under the util package, where we have to download it from. Either from here you can download, or you can go to the notes, guys. You can go to the notes. In the notes I provided data util Java file. Copy this, open in new tab, and you'll get the data util.java file. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, guys. Okay, some other person has created a method for us. Okay, created some class and some user defined methods, reusable methods for us. We are going to use this, guys, strictly for reading the data from the Excel files. These methods are built on the top of my XLS reader Java file. Okay, here if you I'll show you. Let me first download this and copy into the um Eclipse IDE project. After that, I'll show you how it has been built on the top of the MyXLS reader. Copy this data util.java file and go to the Eclipse, and here under the util package, you paste it. Under the util package, you paste it and open this data open this data util.java file, guys. Okay, so you are getting some errors, guys. Resolve the errors first. Okay, similarly the way you have resolved the errors of MyXLS reader, here also you resolve the errors. The package name you have to rename, and the other stuff. Okay, so go here and just change the package name. Okay, util package, the error is gone. Now other thing is data at the rate data provider annotation is there. This annotation is from TestNG, guys. Okay, hover the mouse on data provider annotation of TestNG. Okay, it's not coming. The reason behind that is this data util file is under src main Java, but already the TestNG library is there, right? This is also important thing of frameworks, guys. You have to know. Okay, you see TestNG library is there. I should be able to import this data provider. I should be able to import this data provider, but I am not able to, because the scope of this TestNG library is up to src test Java only, for this automation tests only. src test Java source folder only. The scope is there. You see, test only, test is there. But if I want to access this TestNG library behind src test Java, and I have to go to src main Java, they have to change this test to compile, guys. Remember this. Okay, compile I have to mention. If I mention compile, the scope of this TestNG will go across the project. src main Java also we can access now. Now save this. Okay, after changing the scope of the TestNG to from test to compile and saving that, go to the data util. Now you see the import statement is working. Okay, if it's not there, you can also import it. Okay, over the mouse, now you'll get the import statement here. You see import data provider from TestNG. Okay, this will happen because the scope is restricted to src test Java. After you change the scope of the TestNG to from test to compile, it will be going to src main Java also can access. That is the main thing. Okay, that's the main thing, guys. Now all the errors in the data util.java also got resolved. You see, all the errors in the data util.java also got resolved. There are no errors. Close this. So if you open this data util again, just see the method, guys. Okay, get test data is the method, and it is using what MyXLS reader class it is using. You see, we are passing the object of the MyXLS reader. It's built on the top of the MyXLS reader, guys, and using that object of the MyXLS reader, object reference of the MyXLS reader. Okay, MyXLS reader has a lot of methods here, like add column and get. We are using get cell data method is used. Okay, Just let me drag here. You see, get cell data is a reusable method in the MyXLS reader created by one of the person on the web, can be used by both developers and testers. But this data util is specially meant for automation testers to read the data from the get test data. You see, to get the test data. This is also created by some other one on the internet and put it on the internet. I copied this, guys. Okay, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, these methods are already created by some other person. Okay, a lot of logic has been written here inside these methods. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. What the method will do, we have to understand. Okay, so that I'll explain anyhow. Get test data is internally using the predefined methods of user-defined methods of the, for example, get cell data is a user defined method of the MyXLS reader created by some other person. Okay, so by using this methods, get cell data, you see most of the places get cell data is there. Okay, and there is one more method is runnable. It is also taking the object reference of the MyXLS reader and get row count it is using. You see, where is the get row count? Somewhere here, get row count. Okay, so data util class is built on the top of the MyXLS reader by the another person, uh, which will make the job of the automation engineers easy while reading the data from the Excel files. Okay, that's the thing, guys. So get data will get the data, whatever the data, you have to pass the object reference of the XLS reader, and then you have to pass the test name from the Excel sheet, right? In the Excel sheet, whatever I provided here, there is a test login test like that, login test, search test, register test, like test names are there, right? You have to pass the test name, sheet name you have to pass. Test cases is one sheet in the Excel file, and data is another sheet. What sheet from which sheet, from the which test we have to get the data. That is what the intention of this method, guys. Okay, there are two methods here. This is one method. Other method is runnable. Okay, you say I showed you, right, in my Excel when I opened this Excel file, I showed you there was run mode set at the test level and at the data level. There is a run mode, right? I'll show you again. To read the data, the first method. Okay, but to get the to run the test or not, there is a run mode here. How to read this run mode at the test level and data level? This run mode, for that, here another method is created known as is runnable. Okay, we'll call this is runnable to see whether, okay, we can run that particular uh, data or not. Okay, cell data or not. Okay, and it will return false if it is not runnable. If it is y, it will return false. If it is n mentioned in the Excel sheet, it will, this boolean value will be true, will be returned. Like that it is created, guys. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. We'll be using this reusable methods in our code. Okay, here in our login test we are going to use that reusable methods in some time. Okay, so we changed went to the pom.xml file and changed the scope of TestNG dependency from test to compile. Now import the data provider annotation. That is also done. We resolved the errors and we went through the methods in the data util Java file at a high level. There are two methods. Okay, and I already told you this data util Java file is built on the top of the MyXLS reader by using the user-defined methods of this MyXLS reader. Data util Java file has been created. Okay, methods in the data util Java file has been created. Fine. Now next thing is change. Now let's go to the login Java file, guys, that we have created here under the test package. Under the test package, we created the login Java file. Okay, login Java file. Okay, login Java file. So here a test method is there. Okay, and data provider method is there. This data provider method is not reading the data from the Excel files. Okay, rather it is directly providing the data to the test method. But we are going to change that process. We are going to make this data providers read the data from the Excel file and then supply the data to the test method. Okay, that's what we are going to do. How to do that? Okay, we are going to change the code in the data provider method in the login test to read the data from the Excel file rather than directly supplying. Okay, we are going to call this method from data util class. Okay, just now I explained about the data util Java file method, right? Okay, that is get test data. Okay, so here we are going to call that. Okay, so remove this code, guys. We are not going to use this code. Remove this code and here in the data util dot Java file under util package, that the method is get test data. Let's call that. Okay, if you open this get test data in this data util class, right, you can see that get test data is mentioned as static. That means using the class name you can access this method, right? So let's call that data util. You don't have to create the object because it is static method. You can directly call this method. Okay, but this method needs three arguments. Okay, needs three arguments, guys. What are the three arguments we need? If you hover the mouse here, it will tell you. Okay. First of all, it's saying add throws declaration. For now, let's say add throws declaration and over the mouse for now. And you see the first one should be my XLS reader, guys. First one should be my XLS reader. Okay, first one should be my XLS reader. We have to pass the uh, we have to create an object for the my XLS reader and provide it here. Okay, for doing that, I'll create an object for the my XLS reader. Okay, I'll create an object for the my XLS reader. My XLS reader, another class, guys. Data utility is one class and my XLS reader is another class. And here I'll say Excel reader. Okay, Excel reader is equal to new my XLS reader. I'll say put a semicolon here and import this my XLS reader from that util package of here. And here in this my XLS reader, we have to provide the path of the here in the my XLS reader, we have to provide the path of the Excel file that we are using. Where is Excel file provided? Excel file is here, guys. Okay, because if you go to this my XLS reader, my XLS reader, there is a constructor, guys, my XLS reader, for which when you create an object for this my XLS reader, this constructor will be called, but this is not an empty constructor. This constructor need to be passed with the Excel file path. Okay, that's why here when I create an object for the my XLS reader, I have to provide the path of this file. Okay, how to provide that? Under the project, under the SRC, under SRC test resources, we have this file. So I'll give SRC. Directly from SRC we'll start. Don't have to give the project, the complete project path here. Start from SRC because this source folder is directly under the project. So from SRC I'll start double backward slash under SRC, under test, under resources, we have this tutorials ninja under resources. Okay, we have tutorials. Make sure that you are giving proper spelling and all those stuff. .com, sorry, .xlsx, .xlsx extension. Okay, extension is .xlsx. Okay, don't give any spelling mistakes. Okay, just cross check tutorials ninja .xlsx. Done. Okay. Okay, next is what we have to do next. Next one is this Excel reader we have to pass here. That is the first thing. Second argument we have to pass. What is second argument? Over the mouse you will get a second argument, that is test name. What is the test name in the Excel sheet? Which test name we are talking about? Test name is login test. This is the login test. Okay. In the Excel sheet, whatever the test name is that you want to invoke, that you have to provide it here. Okay. Login test. Actually, the sheet name, third one is the sheet name, guys. Third one is the sheet name. From which sheet? Actually, login test name from which sheet? Data sheet. Okay, here you have to give data sheet. So we are going to get the data from test data from where? From this Excel file, from the data sheet. Here I am going to give data, guys. First of all, from the data sheet. In the data sheet, there are different tests. Login test is a reset. From the login test, we have to get the test data. Okay, these three sets of test data, which are whose run mode is set to Y, should be retrieved. Okay, by this get test data method. Okay, what next? Get test data is returning you what? Get test data is returning you what? Object, two-dimensional object array. Can you see here? When I hold the mouse on get test data, it is returning you the logic. Some person has already written the logic for get test data, guys. Get test data is belong to the data under the util package data util get test data. Here get test data. This is written by some person. If you go to that method, you can see the return type is two-dimensional object array, and what it is returning you have to understand here. Okay, it is returning you the two-dimensional object array. Okay, for now let's use that. I don't want to complicate the things. The return type of this get test data is two-dimensional object array. Okay, whatever the return type is there, I'll just write it here and say data. We got the data, guys. Now only thing we have to do is we have to return the data. This method has to return, although the return type is there. So the data that has been read from the Excel file has been provided here. Okay, returned here. Now let's go back and see if I am writing everything correct. Okay, I created the object and give the path of the Excel file in the above constructor. We gave that path and data utility get test data Excel reader login test data. Also we gave surround both statements in try catch block statements, guys. Okay, here I ignored the exception. Earlier we got an exception. Not to make the things complex, I just these two lines are giving the exception, guys. Better write these two lines inside the try catch blocks. Okay, write try here, then catch here. Then you can either say exception or you can give top of the exception there is throwable. Okay, top class of exception which can cover all the exceptions is throwable. Okay, you can give throwable also, anything is fine. Here you simply say e dot print stack trace, that's it. Okay, so this is how we have to write, guys, or better to surround with try catch blocks in real time. And here data is not being written because this is local. Okay, copy this, make it global here inside the method, make it global, and remove the double declaration. A lot of people forget to remove the declaration after making it global. Remove the declaration, guys, once it is declared at the global level. And here we have to initialize also. We have to initialize this to null. Okay, that's the third step. Done. After initializing this to null and then try catch blocks, the data will be read. And if any problem with Excel sheet, we'll get an exception. Okay. Now this data provider method is now completely ready. Let's cross check, guys. Let's cross check whether we have written a proper code or not. You see try catch blocks, 2 lines, and e dot print stack trace. That's it. Now capture the return type of data util dot get test data into two-dimensional object array. We already have done that. Okay, two-dimensional object array we already done, and we are returning this two-dimensional data, that is the form of which is read from the Excel sheets, and we are returning the data. Okay, we are returning the data, return object code. Okay, so return object and two-dimensional object array is there. Here one more thing you have to understand, guys. That is, if you go to this data util, you are calling the get test data, right? It is returning you a two-dimensional object array. It is returning you a two-dimensional object array. Okay, fine. But here, how it is returning? How it is returning this? How the person who has created this get test data method has written this code for returning this two-dimensional object array? I'm going to explain. Okay, here if you walk through at a high level through this code, you see we are using some maps here. Hash map we are using. Okay, we are using maps. We are assigning the map to these object array elements. So at a high level, don't want to make the things complex. How this get test data method is implemented is, anyone calling this get test data method, okay, what will happen here, you see. Okay, so a two-dimensional object array. What is a two-dimensional object array? Two-dimensional object array is an array of single dimensional object array. Okay, two-dimensional object array is an array of single dimensional object array. One single dimensional, second single dimensional, and third single. This is one object single dimensional object array. This is second single dimensional object array. This third. Total together is a two-dimensional object array, which contains array of single dimensional arrays. Okay, object array. Each and every single dimensional object array here, each and every. Otherwise, I'll draw in a better way. Just give me a second. Let me draw like this. For example, this is a two-dimensional object array. Okay, in this slot is for the first single dimensional object array, second single dimensional object array, and third single dimensional object array. Okay, so here there will not, in the first single dimensional object array there are not multiple elements, only one element is there. That element is nothing but the hash map 1. Okay, the second single dimensional object array, hash map 2. Okay, the method is written in such a way that hash map 2, object of the hash map 2 will be stored in the second single dimensional object array. Complete is a two-dimensional object array. Third one, hash map 3. Like this, the data is, what is hash map 1? If you go to the Excel sheet, hash map 1 will get the data like this. Okay, this data is nothing but the hash map 1. This is hash map 1. Key is run mode. Run mode is a key. Y is a, if you remember Java hash map, okay, run mode is a key. Y is a value. Browser is a key. Chrome is a value. Key value pairs. Key value object pairs. Okay, hash map. The hash map 2, key will be same. Keys will be same, but data will be different. Data will be this data, guys. This data will be data. Okay, this is the data. This is the data. And third hash map, the third single dimensional object array. Okay, only one element, hash map object in the third single dimensional object array. Here, third data is this data. Okay, this is how the data is read from the Excel sheets and retrieved in the form of two-dimensional object array, which contains single dimensional object arrays containing the only one element in the single dimensional object arrays, that is hash maps. Okay, now when you are saying in the login.java, when you are returning the data, the form of two-dimensional object array, first element of the two-dimensional object array, that is first part will be, first single dimensional object array will be sent. Okay, supplied to this test method. So the test method will receive in the form of hash map. Okay, this particular test method, you have to remove the parameters here, and this particular test method will receive the data from this data provider method in the form of what? Hash map, object of the hash map. So write the hash map here, and what type of hash map? Key and values are in the form of string and string. Okay, hash map, and say h map, h map. Hover the mouse and import this hash map from java.util package. Like this, the data will be received from this data supplier method. Okay, this data provider is supplying the data in the form of two-dimensional object array, which has three sets of data. Each and every set of data is a single dimensional object array. First set of data is in the form of hash map. That hash map will be sent to the test method. Okay, test method will be called with the help of this hash map. That hash map will be stored into this object reference. And here we have to do the changes, guys. Okay, where we have to use this hash map. So let's see where we have to use a hash map. Okay, step by step we'll see where we have to use a change at the rate test method to receive the code from the data provider method. So data will be received in the form of hash maps. Okay, we changed that. Create the parameter in the test method to hash map. This parameter we already changed. First write the runnable code, guys. Okay, write runnable code. Write runnable code inside of test method. Okay, inside of test method, first write the runnable code. How to do that? So isRunnable is a method in the data util class. Okay, the data util Java file. There is, apart from the get test data that we have used here from data util, there is one more static method known as isRunnable. We have to call that. Okay, here we have to say if data util is a class Java file name, class name. Okay, dot isRunnable you have to call. IsRunnable, when I am saying, it is expecting myXLS reader object. The object of the myXLS reader is accepting, it is expecting, but we already created the object here. If you remember, here we created the object. Okay, instead of creating it again, we'll just make it global, guys. Okay, we'll make it global here on the top, myXLS reader, XLS reader, and here remove the double declaration. Don't forget to remove the declaration because you made it already global. And this Excel reader, you pass it here as the first argument. So this is runnable because is runnable method is expecting my XLS reader as a first argument. Second argument is test name. What is the test name? Here, what is the test name? From here, whether the test name is here from test name is login test. Login test. Okay. To see whether the test is runnable or not, we have to give these guys. Okay. Login test. What is the sheet name in which the test name is available? Test cases is a sheet name. Okay, test cases. So it will go to that particular thing and see whether what is the run mode. Is runnable, will check the run mode of this test case and see if it is Y, then we have to say not here. Okay, why? Because is runnable will return true. Okay, here if Y is there, it will return true and not of true will become false. Okay, just put a circular bracket here and say here like this. I think one more extra came, looks like. Okay, if it is if it is runnable, I should not skip the test. If it is not runnable, okay, for example, if it is returning n, for example, here n is there, let's assume if n is there, is runnable will return false. Okay, if you go to the code of data util, go to the is runnable method, it will return false. If it is Y, it will return true. If it is not Y, it will return false. Assume that if n is there, this method that is this method will return what? False. So is runnable method will return false. Not of false means true. Okay. Why is there means we have to skip it, right? We have to write a code like this. Throw new skip exception. This code will be executed only when run mode inside that test cases sheet of for that login test is set to n. Okay. Not of false will become true and the code inside the block will be executed. Throw new skip exception. What is the reason for this exception? Run mode for this run mode is set to n, hence not executed. Okay, like this we can write some statement. Okay, and this skip exception we have to import it from TestNG, guys. Okay, skip exception is provided by TestNG, and you see the moment the skip exception is executed, it will not run the script. It will not fail the test. It will not pass the test, but it will skip the test from execution. Next steps will not be executed. Here the execution will stop. Not only this, guys, run mode is not only set at the Run mode is not only set at the test case level, right? The test case level run mode is there. The restart test and such tests they will be skipped because run mode is set to n. But login test y is there, so this skipping will not happen and remaining steps will be executed for login test. Okay. If you go to the data sheet and data level also there is a run mode. Data level also there is a run mode. But how can you get this y from this run mode? How can you get this run modes here? Key values. These are key values, right? Already we are receiving in the form of key values. The first set of data is passed. It is passed in the form of the hash map here. Hash map dot. Here I will write one more. I will extend this logic here. I will say OR operator. Hmap dot. Uh, what is that? Get key. What is the key here? The key is nothing but here in the Excel sheet. What is the key? You'll getting the key as run mode. If you see here in the diagram, run mode is the key and value is a y. Okay, in the first object. So run mode is a key. Copy this run mode. Copy this run mode from here and go to the Excel sheet and paste it here. And this the problem here. Hash map dot get run mode. Okay, not off from up to here and or hash map dot get run mode for the mouse. Okay. So here you will get what? Get run mode will retrieve what? Get run mode will retrieve the string value y. Okay, string value y it will be received. Okay, so here I'll say dot equals, if it is equals to n, then only you have to skip the test. If the run mode at the data level, if the run mode at the data level, okay, whatever the data that is supplied, first object of hash map data supplied, if the run mode of the first object of the hash map is set to n, okay, here what it is set, it is set to y. Okay, since it is not set to n, it is set to y, sorry, set to n, actually it's set to y, but here n is there, so here it will return false. This particular method equals will return, just give in double quotes guys, better. Okay, just give in double quotes n. If the retrieved run mode from the Excel sheet is y actually, but it is equals to n means false. If it is written false, the if block will not be executed and exception this particular test will not be skipped. Okay, execution will continue. Like that we have to write at the test level, we have to verify whether the test is runnable, and in that test whether the data is runnable, we have to test two levels of test. If run mode is set to n in any of the things, okay, automatically this particular test will be skipped from execution. Okay, that's how we have written the run mode. Okay, now what next? So we have written the code guys. Okay, and create a reusable method in the base class under base package. Okay, for what? You have to create a reusable method in base class under the base package. For what purpose? I'll tell you. Okay, first let's go with these steps guys. First let's create the base package under src Java. Go to src this particular code, right? We are going to create some reusable methods for this code. Okay, instead of writing the code like this, we'll create some reusable methods. For that, we'll go to src Java. Here I'll create a package known as, sorry, let's go back. Let's create a package. Let's minimize these things. Let's create a package known as base package. Base package. Cancel this. Right click on src test Java and create new package known as base package. Click on finish guys. Base package. Under that, create a class known as base class. You can give any name, that's okay, but here the name speaks, so I'm giving the base. Okay, in the base class, what reusable method we have to create? Open browser reusable method in the base class we have to create. Okay, so why we have to create, I'll tell you. Open browser. The code is like this. Accept the string browser. Okay, public. Write the code guys. Public void open browser. And here I have to pass the browser name which I have to open. Okay, I have to pass the browser name which I have to open. So write the logic here guys. Write the logic first of all. If this browser name that is passed, I'll read this browser name from the Excel sheet guys. Okay, if the browser name is Chrome or Firefox or from this data, okay, from this I'll read the browser names. If the browser name dot, I'll say equals ignore case. Okay, it will not consider the case guys. It may be capital Chrome or lower Chrome, whatever, doesn't matter. Chrome. If it is Chrome, then what is the logic I have to write? I have to write WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup. I have to write. Then I have to write WebDriver Selenium code. I have to write WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. I have to write here. Okay, like this. Import this WebDriver interface and Chrome driver class from Selenium libraries. Okay. Otherwise, if the browser name dot equals ignore case is equal to Firefox. If it is Firefox, then what? If it is Firefox, if it is not Chrome, if it is Firefox, then WebDriver manager dot Firefox driver dot setup. Okay. Then WebDriver driver is equal to new Firefox driver. Okay. Selenium code I am writing. Okay. If the browser name equals Firefox driver, then we'll open the Firefox browser. Now, else if browser name dot equals again the same thing is equals ignore case. Let's use instead of equals dot equals ignore dot equals ignore case. If it is Edge browser, in that case, if it is Edge browser, in that case, what you will do? You'll write the code like this: WebDriver manager dot Edge driver dot setup, and here I have to write WebDriver driver is equal to new Edge driver. Done. Pour the mouse on Edge driver and import the Edge driver. Okay. Now I have to write here. Now I have to write here inside this method driver dot manage. I cannot write that because driver is giving the error because this WebDriver driver is local to these methods. I have to make it global, guys. Copy this WebDriver driver and make it global inside this method. Okay. And remove the declaration. Again, don't have to declare. 3 places declaration is there. Remove that. Don't forget to remove WebDriver from here, guys. Okay. Now let's access driver.manage.window.maximize. Then driver.manage.timeouts.implicitly wait duration dot at a global level. I'm creating this. Okay. Duration dot of seconds and 10 seconds you give. And finally, I want to. So you see this driver is coming because you have to initialize the variable to null. Okay, that's okay. Now finally, this method. Okay, this method is going to return the WebDriver object of the WebDriver. How? Here I'll write return driver. This will return the driver. So the return type is WebDriver here. Whoever calls this method will get the WebDriver. Okay, they have to pass the browser name and they will get the this browser specific object reference of the WebDriver. Okay, that's how we created the method, guys. Now go back and here we should not be writing this. Okay, we should not be writing these things anymore. Okay, these 4 lines we should not be writing anymore. You see, till implicit wait we should not be writing anymore. What we have to write? We have to call the method, guys. We have to call the method in the base class. What is the method? Open browser is a method in the base class. But how to call the open browser method in the base class? So the easiest way to call this open browser method in the base class is to make this login class a child class of the base class. Okay, because the same method need to be used by other classes also. So let's make this as a parent class, base class. The moment you make the base class parent class of the login class, this method can be this method is inherited by the login class, and you can call that directly. Directly call open browser here, and you have to pass a browser name. From where you are getting the browser name, which browser you have to launch, it depends on the hash map. You see, in the first set of hash map, browser is set to key is browser and value is Chrome. Okay. In the second data, browser is Firefox. Third data, browser is key and value is Edge. So here I'll write down hmap dot get off. What is the key? Browser is the key. Type the browser key here. Okay. Like this will dynamically read the data from the Excel sheet and then pass it. And this open browser will return you the driver of the WebDriver. Okay. Just give the driver here. Driver is equal to already WebDriver is declared here. I'll just simply say driver here. Okay. The return type is driver. Now I don't have to write this 4 steps. We got the driver, and which will maximize the browser and open the respective browser according to the test data read from the Excel sheets and all. And the next steps is driver.get, guys. Okay, next step is driver.get. Let's go step by step according to our things. Is there okay, email and password are coming. The errors will resolve, guys, in a while. Okay, let's wait. Okay, this method we created, and we make the login class child class of the base class and access open browser method like this. Driver is equal to that is completed. Now change email and password, guys. Change email and password here. There are two errors coming. Email and password errors are coming. Where you will get the email from the hash map only. Okay, here you see username, email address, password is password. Okay, second object username, key and values, key and values, key and values. So come back here and say hash map dot get off. Just give username, capital U, guys, be case sensitive, username like this you provide, and here also hash map dot get off key of. Here what is the password? P is capital. Okay, password. You're getting the data from the Excel sheets like this. Okay, instead of giving the hard coded data or parameterized data, you are just giving the like this. Okay, done. Next, what? Email the errors are gone. The errors are gone in the login.java. Okay, Control Shift O, you just say the warnings also will be gone. Then assertion code we have to write, guys. Okay, we have to write the assertion code here. So this is something important, guys. Okay, this is something important you have to understand. The assertion code is what is expected result and what is actual result we have to understand. Okay, expected result is you have to read the expected result from the hash map. Use expected result is failure. When you give this username password, expected result is failure. Okay, this one I have to read. How to read this expected result from the hash map only. Okay, so here we'll write the code for that expected result. Okay, so here string expected result is equal to, okay, expected result is equal to hash map dot get key of. What is the key? Just see what is the key, guys. Expected result is a key. Okay, give the same thing. Expected result is a key. So what you will get here? What will be stored in the expected result? You'll get failure will be stored. So here I'll write. In some cases you will get failure. In some cases you will get success. In second object you will get success for expected result, and third object. So I'll write the logic like this. If expected result dot equals ignore case, whatever it is, okay, equals ignore case. If it is success, if it is success, okay, if it is success, then I'll say here I'll say string expected, not string, sorry, boolean expected converted result. I'll say converted result. Okay, I'll just create a variable, and here I'll say expected converted result is equal to true. I'll convert it into boolean value. If you are getting from the Excel sheet, if you are getting success as the data, I'm converting that success to true, guys. Okay, there is a reason why I'm converting that to boolean value. Else if you can write, if you want, expected result dot equals ignore case if it is failure. Okay, else if it is a failure, then it is failure, then what? Then this expected converted result need to be false. Okay, need to be false. These are the two things. Now here the assert statement I will write in this way, guys. Okay, I'll remove this. I'll put it this for now, and here I'll write the assert statement. Assert equals, I will say, instead of assert row I'll use assert equals boolean value. Uh, this is the expected result, right? Expected result will be this side. What is actual result here? Here we have to write the actual result. How to get the actual result? While running the script, right? While running the script, based on this option, based on this driver.find element, edit your account information option, we have to get the that thing. How to get that? How to get that, guys? So if driver.find element y.link text, okay, is displayed, this one I'll take it out, and here I'll write, okay, is displayed, will give you the actual result. Okay, here I'll say boolean actual result is equal to, okay, actual result, and I'll put this in try catch blocks, guys. I'll tell you if there is an exception coming, if this element is not found because of not logging in, you'll get an exception. That exception we have to catch. So here I'll provide that in the catch block, catch throwable e dot print stack trace for now. Otherwise I'll give one more thing. So instead of giving this one, I'll give some other thing, that is boolean actual result. I'll make it global, and I'll by default I'll set it to false. Okay, by default I'll set it to false, and here I'll write actual result is equal to, okay, if it is display actual result will be what is display return true here. Okay, if it is displayed, otherwise exception is coming means I'll make the actual result to false, actual result to false, like this I'll write. Done. Now I'll remove this statement and write assert, is that assert equals only, this statement I'll remove, this is the older one. Assert dot assert equals here actual result, this is actual result guys. Okay, actual result, actual result, expected result, expected converted result. Okay, why it's giving me I think we have to initialize that. Here we have to initialize to default value, otherwise there's no problem. Okay, done. So like this we have to write the logic. Let's cross check the logic whether we have written in a proper way or not. Expected result false. Okay, and if it is failure then set it to false, if it is success set it to true. Asset dot asset equals driver dot uh, find element by dot link text edit your account information is displayed expected result. So like this we have to do, but this code we have to be asserting. Okay, I have to write a proper try catch blocks too. Okay, if it is failure also we have to write, but that code is not written here, that's okay, whatever I have written is fine. Okay, that's it guys, this is the code guys, this is the code. We have to put this code inside the try catch blocks, we have to put that code inside the try catch blocks and do an assertion here. Okay, do an assertion here, because this may result in no such element exception or whatever the exception it is. Okay, and in case of exception, if it is not findable, it should actual result should be set to false and this assertion should happen. That's the reason we have provided in the try catch blocks. Done. Okay, this is the code logic have written guys. Now what is the next thing? Where is error? Error is here. Error. Close all, refresh the project once. Yeah, in the pom.xml file some error is there guys. Where is the error? Okay, the error is not shown, but okay, here is somewhere the error is there. Plugin. Why did I change anything? I didn't do anything here. Okay, anyhow, I'll remove this plugin and see what happens. Error is gone. That's okay. That plugin we don't need, guys. Okay, so that's okay. Somehow the plugin is giving an error. I just removed it. Now the error is gone. Whenever you get there, if generally we don't get that error, guys, but since we got the error, we have to change that. Now again, any other places we have this right click, Maven, update project you say, and say okay. Still it's showing the errors. Any places where the errors are there? I don't see any errors anywhere. Again, the pom.xml file is giving the error again. Okay. Any problem? Generally, it should not happen. Okay. After removing the plugin, the error came to the top level. Okay. So what is the error actually? Maven resources Apache or Apache Maven plugins, Maven resources plugin. Another process or something it is saying that file not found exception caused by framework demo tutorials ninja.xls. The process cannot access the file, it is being used by another process, so the exception is very weird actually. Okay, why it's talking about this one caused by Maven filtering exceptions. Okay, the file is there under src test. Where is src test resources? It's there now. Okay, so just close this guys, close this file, maybe close this file and go 1 minute. Because of that, its exception is coming. Maybe save this and close. Control Z. No, the older one is gone. Plugin is gone now. Click Maven. Here you see the temporary file is there. Now it's gone, guys. Okay. The error is because we opened the Excel file and somehow something is happening. Otherwise, you'll not get the error, guys. You don't even have to remove that plugin. I removed one plugin actually. What is that plugin? I have to cross check again. Let me go to my projects, downloads or something. Where exactly is the project, guys? Here is the project, extracted project. I'll just cross check pom. What is that file? Pom.xml file. Yes. Right click, open with. I'll just get back the plugin, guys. That's the reason I'm opening this. I don't remember what plugin I have removed. Let's go to the plugins. Maven cleanup resources plugin, compiler plugin, surefire plugin. Let's see. Maven plugin section. You just go to the plugins. Cleanup plugin is there first. Before cleanup plugin, what is there? Plugin, Maven cleanup plugin. Then Maven resources plugin. I think we have removed the resources plugin. Let's put it back. Okay. No need of removing that, guys. Okay. The error was causing because we opened the Excel file. The temporary file was coming. That's the reason it came. But otherwise, error is not there. Okay. No problem, guys. There is no error now. Default pom.xml file is fine. Just this opening of the Excel file caused the error. Okay. Anyhow, let's not waste any time. Implement the properties for removing the hard coding of the URL. Okay. So here, if you open this login.java, guys. Okay. Here, if you use login.java, this test will run, guys. Okay. This test will run. If you run it now, it will run. It will pass multiple sets of data. We can run it now once. Okay. So we can improvise this framework. Again, we are getting the error somehow. Again, the pom.xml file. 1 minute. Right click, Maven, update Maven project, update project. Okay. Why the error is coming? Error is gone. That's okay. Yeah, fine. Let's open login.java. Login.java. That's okay. Sometimes it happens. You should update the Maven project, guys. Okay. So if it is not going. So here, guys, this particular method will run. Okay. We can improvise this. Okay. There are some, you see, best practices are not followed. Like hard coding of the data is there, hard coding of the locators is there still, but still we can run it. Not a problem. Okay. The next step will go to improvising this. Okay. These are the next steps, guys. Okay. To improvise and to get a report to implement the listeners class. Till here, data driven framework is already done, guys. This is just to improvise the framework. Okay. The remaining steps are for improvising the framework. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check whether the three sets of data are getting read from the Excel file and being passed to this form of the hash map, and the tests are running with the help of data being passed with the hash map or not. Okay. And the three tests should pass, guys, because actual result and expected result should match. Means if it has to fail, it has to fail. Yeah, okay. If it has to success, it has to success, and all those stuff. Okay. Let's run this test once and see till now it is passing or not. Okay. 3 times the login test should run, and this time the data is being read from the Excel file using the POI API. Okay, the methods that are built on the top of the POI API using that. Okay, let's see. The test login test should run because the run mode is set to Y. First set of data. It should fail, guys, because the password is invalid. After 10 seconds, it will close because we have given implicit wait. After 10 seconds, it has to close. Yeah, second test of data. Second test should run now on different browser. First test got run on Chrome browser. Second test should run on the either Firefox browser. You see, Firefox browser, it will maximize. Yeah, you see second set of data 62 at the rate gmail.com. It's not working fine. Okay, it's not working fine. Okay, it's taking a wrong password, guys. It's taking a wrong password actually. So we'll resolve that error. No problem. We'll resolve the error, guys. Okay, somehow we have to resolve the error. Let's see what is going wrong. Third set of data. It's again the same problem. It's running 2 times actually. We'll resolve the errors. No problem. Okay. So the problems are the three tests got failed. Maybe the Excel file is the culprit. I'm just believing. Okay, and everything got run 2 times actually. You see, run mode Y, run mode is 61, 61 got 2 times. This one has been run 2 times. This one got run 2 times. Why 2 times? I don't know. So I have to investigate. Okay. I'm passing this method only once, right? Okay. Maybe an exception is coming or something. Okay. Okay. Do one thing. Let's open the Excel file. Right click. Maybe this is a culprit. I'm just thinking. Okay. Properties. Go to the Excel file. Excel file is a culprit. I'm just thinking. Let's open the Excel file once again and go to the data and see. Yeah, it's fine only. Maybe this data is taking wrongly, guys. Okay. Left align the data and save this. Right click, format cells and make it as text, guys. Okay. Say okay. Make it as text and say okay. Sometimes we have to format it. Okay. Now save this and let's try this again. I'll update the project once again. Okay. Maven update project. Okay. Okay. Let's run this. This time, let's see what will happen. The passwords are being taken wrongly, guys. Okay. That's the only thing that is causing the errors. This time it is running, I guess. The first test will definitely fail because failure is the thing. We should not get logged in. If you are getting logged in, that is a problem. Okay. Failure and failure. Okay. After 10 seconds, it will close. Second test. Yeah, it's not logging in, guys. Why it's not logging in? ABCD is being passed, but it's still not logging in. Okay, let me check the credentials once. Okay, maybe I gave the wrong credentials or something. No match for email address or password. Let's try it manually, guys. Let's see whether those credentials are available or not. Okay. A motori cap 61 at the rate gmail.com. I'll give ABCD here. ABCDE and click on login button. No match. That means there is a problem. The passwords have been changed. Okay, we'll give the other data, guys. We'll create the data on the fly now. We'll create another data because the data got outdated maybe. Arun Motori, A Motori, DDF, data driven framework 1. Otherwise DDF AM1 at the rate gmail.com. Some unique email I am giving. You see, this data may not work for you because someone will change the password. They will log into the application. They may change the password. Okay, so try to create when you are giving the data, right? Try to create your own data. Okay. For now, while I'm demonstrating here, I'll give ABCDE, guys, as a password. ABCDE, ABCDE, and this is the email, guys. I'll copy this email and I'll open the Excel sheet and manually, okay, modify the Excel sheet. Open this here. So here, let's change the data, guys. Here I'll remove this and give the new email. Password I'll give intentionally wrong, so it will fail. That's okay. What is the next one? Okay, click on continue. ABCD. Done. Log out. One more account I'll create. Login. This time, register. Again the same thing. Arun Motori. I'll give 2 here. I'll copy this. Come back here. Give 2. Okay. Correct password I'll give. Telephone number some A B C D E. A B C D E. And select this and click on continue button. Okay, that also got created. Log out. Third account. Arun Motori. Paste it here. Give 3 here, guys. And give telephone. And give A B C D E. A B C D E. Select this and continue. Okay, third account has been created. Just 3 and password is same. Okay, Now the data is correct, guys. So this is what is the problem with the data, guys. Okay, data got expired or whatever, someone has changed the data, the passwords. So that's why they are not working. Now come back here and run the script. This time they will work. Okay, this time they will work. The accounts are not, credentials are not working. Okay, so yeah, let's see. First test should fail. Warning should come, and it should close after 10 seconds. Failure is coming. Failure false is equal to false. That S will pass. Second test, Firefox browser. You see logged in, passed. Success, success, pass. True, true, and will be verified and it will be passed. Third one, Edge browser. Also passed. Now all the three tests got passed, guys. This is how we have to write the scripts. Okay. General data driven framework is done, guys. We can improvise this framework by removing the hard coding of these URLs and these locators, etc. And also we'll implement the extend reports. Okay. We'll implement the extend reports. For that, we have to follow the next steps. Okay. And we'll run using the TestNG XML file. I'll show you different ways of running and all those stuff. Okay. These are the additional steps, guys. Okay. Till here, data driven framework is done, but these are the additional steps for making the framework even more better. Okay. Let me cover these additional things now. Okay. So let's get started with implementing the properties for removing the hard coding of this particular URL in the login test. Okay, this URL I have to remove the hard coding of. Okay, so let's do that now. So let's implement the properties file, guys. Okay, to remove the hard coding of the data in this particular Java file, we need to implement the properties file. That is one of the way. So how to implement the properties file? So let's go step by step, guys. No need to hurry up. Okay. So we'll create under these resources, SRC test resources. I'll create a file. Okay. I'll just right click and select new file. And here I'll give a name like data dot properties. You can give any name, guys, but extension should be properties. You see data dot properties here. I'll provide something like URL is equal to. I'll take the URL from here. I'll collect the URL from here, cut from here and paste it here. Okay. Now, how to get this URL into this get method is something we have to see, right? Okay, let's see that. How to get this URL from the properties file. So for that, I'll go to the base class, and here, when I open the browser itself, I'll load the properties. Okay. When I open the browser itself, I'll load the properties. Okay. So I'll just create, this belongs to Java, guys, properties. Okay. Properties class belongs to Java. Properties prop is equal to new properties. New properties. Import this from java.util package. Prop dot load. Here I'll provide the input stream. It is expecting the input stream. So we have to write file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream. Like this, we have to create an object for the file input stream. Okay, they all belongs to Java concepts, guys. Okay, file handling mechanism in Java. So this file input stream constructor is expecting a file. So let's create the file. File is equal to new file. Okay, this file is nothing but the Excel file, guys. Okay, sorry, this file is nothing but the properties file. Okay, so I just got prop file, you can say, if you want prop file. Import this file from java.io package, and here provide the path of the properties file. Where is the properties file available? Under the src test resources. Okay, so give the path here, src / test / resources. Under the project, under this path, it is there. Okay, resources / just see any spelling mistakes? No. Data dot properties. Okay, data dot properties. Now give this prop file in the constructor of the file input stream, and the object reference of the file input stream given is the prop dot load method. Okay, now here we should implement try catch blocks. Okay, all this code, what is the code actually? Okay, these 2 lines of code, okay, which are giving the exception here. I'll put that inside the try catch blocks. Try catch. Here throwable I'll use. Wherever possible, I'll generally use throwable, guys. Okay, so it is a savior kind of thing everywhere. It can handle any type of exceptions. So we'll use throwable, and e dot print stack trace. That's it. Okay, that's done. Properties file is done. We have loaded the properties file. I'll make this global. I'll make this global so that not only global, but also I'll make this public. Okay, public. I'll remove the double declaration from here. So public properties prop is equal to new properties like this. Once it is made like this, you see, when you call open browser here, automatically the properties file will be loaded and the required browser will be opened. Okay, driver will be, so properties file is already loaded. And now, since properties is public and is part of the base class and login is a child class of the base class, we can access it directly now. Okay, how to access it directly? Here, we can directly give prop dot get property like this. Okay, this is what is advantage of making the properties prop object public in the base class and making the base as a parent of the login class. Okay, so because of that it is possible. What is the key, guys? What is the key? Key is URL. We'll get the, we are removing the hard coding of the URL. We are not directly specifying the URL in the automation script. Rather, we are providing the key. Okay, properties key. Fine. So let's see if there is any other data that I have to put inside this properties file. Let's see. Apart from the URL, this is the locators. We'll do that in a different way. Username password are not coming from the username password are not hard coded here. They are being read from the Excel file. So this is coming from the properties file. This is coming from the Excel file. Okay. So I don't think there is something missing here. So every data is covered. No data is hard coded anywhere. Okay. No data is hard coded anywhere. Everything is fine now. So we have successfully implemented the properties file. Okay, let's see whether after implementing the properties file, whether this test is running or not. Let's see. Okay, just to make sure that each and every step we have to run, guys. Okay, if any issues are there, we can solve there itself. Okay, we should not be waiting for the next stop. Okay, so things will become complex. When you are implementing the advanced stuff, better to run the scripts and see whether whatever you implemented is working fine or not. The complete framework I am sharing along with the notes, guys, so you don't have to worry. So if you have lost somewhere, you can watch the video and I'm sharing the complete notes. Okay. So after 10 seconds, it will wait, guys, because implicit waiting mechanism is there. I close, it's working fine. Yes, working fine. Even after implementing the properties file and retrieving the URL from the properties file, you see, the things are working fine. That's what is the thing. Okay, passed in and we got the result also properly. Okay, 3 times only it has run. Next thing, what is the next thing here? Next thing is, so we are done with the properties file, guys. Here only one sample data was there. So I implemented that. Close this. Let's implement page object model and page factory, guys. Okay. So why I want to implement the page object model and page factory design patterns? These are the design patterns, guys. Okay. What are these page object model and page factory design patterns? Okay. So we can make this data driven framework more better if you implement the page object model. Page object model is one design pattern. Even developers can use this page object model design pattern, guys. It's not a library or something. It's just a design pattern. To support the page object model design pattern, Selenium guys have given a supportive design pattern known as page factory design pattern. Okay. To support the page object model, page factory design pattern has been given by the Selenium guys. Okay. That's what is the thing. So these two will work together. Okay, we'll be using these two things together. But what is the reason why we have to implement page object model, page factory all of a sudden? You see, we have removed the hard coding of the data here, but did we remove the hard coding of the locators? Did we remove the hard coding of the locators? You see, all these are the locators. They are still hard coded. Tomorrow, any of the locators changes, you have to go to the individual class files. Okay, here login only one test is there. Tomorrow, if 100 test cases are there, 100 test files are there. Okay, each and every method, if you go and change these locators, if any locator changes, that's a very big problem. Okay, that's not easy. Maintenance will be a headache at that time. To overcome that problem, these locators need to be okay stored into one kind of file like properties file, centralized file known as a properties file kind of thing we can store, or we can create a Java file and read from that. But the problem with that approach is, you see, when there are 100 classes, there will be definitely 1,000 locators. Okay, locators count will be more, guys. If you put all these thousands of locators into a single file, single centralized file, that will be a problem. Okay, so if tomorrow, if I have to change any locator, even though I'm not going to this individual automation scripts, even if I'm going to that centralized Java file or whatever that where I put this all these locators, okay, centralized file like properties file or Java file. If I put all the thousands of locators, right, it will be difficult for me to find the required locator for me. Okay, it will be difficult for me to find the required locator there. So what do we do in that case? What do we do, guys? We'll take a lot of time in finding the required locator and updating. That's the reason page object model came into picture where, okay, we will store these locators based on the page classes. Okay, for each and every, for example, here, this my account related, okay, my account option is there on home page. Assume that my account option is there on the home page. For home page, we'll create a separate page, and in that home page only, we'll create the locator. We'll store this locator. For example, login option is there on the home page. Okay, in that home page only, we'll store this login option. Here, input email is there. This is on the login page. So we'll create a login page separately, and in that login page, instead of centralizing a single file, we will create the uh, page object classes for required locators. Okay, we'll segregate them, categorize them, organize them. Okay, more organizing. You will see that in action, guys. Okay, so like data.properties file, we don't want to centralize at a single place. Rather, according to the pages. Okay, for example, these locators, these three locators, this login button, email, and password belong to login page. So we'll store these three locators only in the login page class. Okay, login page class, separate class will create, and that format of creating the page object. Okay, that format of creating the page objects is known as page object. Here objects are nothing but locators, guys. Here objects are nothing but locators, and at same time you're removing the hard coding of the locators from the automations. You're centralizing them, you're removing the hard coding. Okay, both the things are possible at the same time. One more advantage is also there, but I will explain that advantage later. Okay, let me come implement the page object model. After that, I'll explain that advantage for you. So let's implement this page object model and supportive page factory from the Selenium. Okay, this is from Selenium, guys. This is from Selenium. Okay, to support the page object model, page factory came into picture, if you already know. Okay, how to implement the page object model? So let's start with the script here. See here, driver.get is there. Okay, so okay, driver.get. I'll just move this step, guys. Okay, driver.get step, I'll move into the open browser only. Okay, I don't need that here. Here itself I will move. Okay, I don't want to put that there. So when you say open browser, and I can change the name if you want. Open browser and application URL. Okay, like this, open browser and application URL, like that, a single method I'll create. So it's okay, guys. It's okay to create such kind of methods. Okay, so let's give this method name, because I'm going to open the application URL also from this method only, like this. Okay, open browser and application URL. Okay, so everything is happening here, and nothing is hard coded. And next step is here, I want to remove this hard coding of the locators. For that, I will not store these locators in the data.properties file. Rather rather I will store all these locators in the respective page classes. Okay, for example, if I open the application here, tutorialsninja.com/demo application, if I open, and you see, if I go to the demo class, if I go to the demo page, this home page, this is actually home page, guys. So this my account is on every page. So I'll treat that my account and this register and login options are part of the home page. I'll treat for a while. Okay, so I'll treat like that. Okay, so some page I'll stick this my account and login and register because they're available on all the pages. Okay, so let's you see here my account locator is already created. Okay, my account locator XPath is there. So what I will do is, to store this my account locator, I'll create a page object. Okay, here under src main Java, I'll create a package known as page objects. Okay, everything in lowercase, page objects. That is a naming convention. Okay, naming convention of the project should be in upper camel case. Every word first letter should be in capital, and naming convention of the classes also should be in upper camel case. Naming convention of the packages should be in complete lowercase. Okay, you see here page objects, two words are complete lowercase, whereas naming convention of the variables and methods should be in the lower camel case. First words, first letter will be lowercase, and remaining all words, first letter will in uppercase. Okay, like that. Okay, so that naming convention, if you follow right, the project will look good. Okay, otherwise, you see your seniors will feel like, okay, even though you write the good code, they feel like, okay, you are not good at naming conventions. Okay, they will get irritated or something. Okay, kind of stuff. So page objects I created, guys. I'll create first class known as home page. Okay, why I'm creating the home page here? Let me refactor it. There is a name, factor rename should be in lowercase. Okay. Home page. Click on finish. I am creating home page here. If you go to the login, you see this this my account and login options belong to the home page only. Okay, that is the reason I am creating the home page first. I want to remove the hard coding of those locators. So there is a format, guys. Whenever you create a page object, a class, page object class like home page or login page or whatever it is, first you have to create a constructor. Public constructor will not have return type, so return type should not be specified, and constructor will have the name as same as the class name, home page. Okay, you see home page, and here we have to receive the Webdriver. Okay, so whenever your someone is creating an object for the home page, the driver will be passing the driver through the constructor of the home page. Okay, import this Webdriver, and here also at the global level, class level, we'll write the driver. Okay, now this driver need to be assigned to this driver. How to assign? This dot driver is equal to driver, we'll say. Okay, this dot driver is equal to driver, we'll say. Then page factory dot init elements. Okay, so this is a supportive design pattern. So this came into picture just to avoid the stale element reference exception, guys. Okay, if you want to know what is stale element reference exception, you can watch my other videos. Okay, other videos where I provided what is a stale element reference exception. Okay, so without this, you will get stale element. To overcome the problem of the stale element reference exception, Selenium has come up with this concept known as page factory, which supports the page object model design pattern. Okay, first one should be driver, guys. Second one should be this. Okay, this will be repeating, guys. Okay, in all the required page object classes, we'll be repeating this constructors and all those stuff. Okay, and here now let's create the web elements. Okay, this is what is the major thing why we created this page object classes. Okay, web element and my account drop menu. Okay, my account drop menu. Over the mouse, import this web element, and at the rate find by. This annotation is also from page factory to support the page object model. Okay, this particular statement, when the constructor is called, all these elements which are provided with at the rate find by will be automatically reinitialized. Okay, reinitialized to overcome the stale element reference exception. Why we have to reinitialize? Why stale element? That is out of topic for this thing. Okay, so just go through that my other video on okay, that stale element reference exception. Okay, I have created some videos on different type of exceptions, and stale element also I created a video. Just watch that video so that you'll get an idea. Fine, at the rate find by, import this from Selenium, and here you have to say xpath is equal to, give the xpath, guys. Whatever the xpath you provided here, right, give that xpath. Okay, just give this xpath where here in the home page. Done. So these web elements are making private intentionally. Okay, because no one should be able to access outside this class. These elements should not be accessed outside the class. If they have to be accessed, I'll tell you a method how they can be accessed outside the class. Again, web element, and this time we'll not worry about this for now. We'll just go up to here. For this particular thing, we'll create a method, guys. Okay, how to create a method? Public void, click on my account drop menu. Okay, like this one method I'll create. Okay, click on my account drop menu. At the rate, you don't have to give at the rate, sorry. Here inside this method, just have to say my account drop menu dot click. Like this, you have to write the code. This is a Selenium command. Okay, here already web element is there, dot click, that's it. Like this, you have to create the methods. Now what I'm going to do with this approach is, now go back to the login.java. Here, instead of writing like this, instead of hard coding the locator here, we have centralized this particular locator into the home page. So in order to access this click operation and all, what we do is we'll first create an object for the home page, guys. Okay, like this, home page is equal to new home page. Okay, home page is equal to new home page. Now import this home page from page objects, and here this constructor cannot be empty. Why? The home page constructor, we need to pass the driver. Let's pass the driver here. Okay, let's pass the driver here. The error will be gone. Now using the object reference of the home page, we will we will call the method. What is the method we created in the home page? Click on my account drop menu, which will click on the my account drop menu option. Okay, home page dot click on my account drop menu. That's it. This statement is not required anymore. Should not be writing. No hard coding. You see, anywhere hard coding is there, locators are moved to the respective page classes. Now next one, where is the login option? After you click on the home page, for example, after you click on the my account, you'll get login option. This login option is also in all the pages. So I'll stick this login option to the home page. So again, I'll go to the home page and create one more web element now. Okay. Again, I'll open the home page and create one more web element, that is private web element, private web element login option. Private web element login option. This is a web element, guys. Okay. Login option. Again, @find by. What is the locator here? What in the automation script, the locator is mentioned as link text. So we'll use the same thing, guys. Copy this login and come here and say link text is equal to in double quotes provide the link text. Okay, that's it. Now for this private web element, we'll create one more method. Public void click on or select. Otherwise, select will be better naming. Okay, you can give anything, any name, but select login option will look good. Okay, select login option like this. I'll say, and in this method, I'll copy this login option web element and say dot click. Okay, dot click. That's it. Now go back to the login.java again using the home page, because login option web element is also under the home page only. Okay, home page dot login. Select login option. Select login option. Hard coding of this statement has been removed. Now what is the next one? Email. Okay, the moment you select the login option, we are no more on the home page. We went to the login page. This is a login page. This is a login page. You see login page. Your email address, password, and login buttons are there. So what I will do is to remove the hard coding of these three locators, I'll create a page object known as new class login page. Like this, I'll create a page object class. And in this same steps, guys, again, I have to first create a constructor. Constructor will not have the return type, and the name of the constructor will be name as the same as the name of the class. Okay, login page. And here, Webdriver. Okay, Webdriver. Import this Webdriver. And here say Webdriver driver. Okay, Webdriver driver. And now I have to assign this driver to this driver. So I have to segregate. I'll say this driver is called driver. If you're not good with the Java concepts, I recommend you to watch my Java videos, guys. Okay, where I clearly explain why to use this keyword and all those stuff. Some small things I'm not explaining. Okay, you have to understand. Okay, page factory dot init elements driver comma this will initialize. Okay, this is from page factory. Now which web element first? Private web element. What is the first one? Email address field. Okay, email address field. Okay, import this web element from Selenium. Now it is say @find by and provide circular brackets and import this find by from Selenium. Now here, which locator we have to give? Here we already have created the locators id by.id. Copy this, come back to the login page and give id is equal to provide the id. Okay. Now we'll create a method for this. Okay. Now we will create the method for this web element. Public void. What we have to do with this email address field? We have to, okay, what we have to do with this email address field? We have to type the text into the email address field. How to type the text? For that, we'll write the method. Public void enter email address, enter email. Okay, enter email. This will be fine. Enter email. Here I'll say string email text. Otherwise, enter email address. Enter email address is also good. Okay, it looks good. So I have to receive the text. Okay, whoever is calling this method has to pass the email address. Okay, now already web element is created. Email address field is a web element. For that email address field dot send keys, I'll say send keys, and this email text I'll pass it here. This email text I'll pass it here. Now save this. Now save this. Now go to the login.java. Here create an object for the login page. Login page is equal to new login page. And here I have to pass the driver. Okay, here I have to pass the driver because this element is in the login page. You have to create an object. Import this. And there is one more way to overcome this statement, guys. I don't have to write this extra line. What I will do here is once the login page is already created, right? I'll go to the home page actually. Okay, I'll go to the home page. Where is the home page? This is the home page. When I click on the select login option, anyhow you will be taken to the login page. So what I will do is I'll say return new login page. Like this I'll create and pass the driver here. Okay. So here itself in the last method of the When you click on the login option, you will be taken to the login page, right? So you can create you can send the object of the login page here itself. Okay, so the return type should be login page. So by doing this kind of approach, by writing this kind of approach, what the advantage is, just go here and see. I'll tell you the advantage. You don't have to write this extra line, okay? Because select login option will return you the login page, object of the login page. So you can directly say login page is equal to homepage dot select login. Okay. Now say login page directly, guys. You don't have to write this. This line is not required now anymore. Okay. We reduce one line. Login page dot enter email address. Which email address we have to enter, from where we are getting the email address? From the hash map. Okay, from this is a data driven framework, right? From the hash map we are getting that. Okay, so the data supplier is reading the data from the Excel file and giving it here. Okay, and in the form of hash map we are getting the, when we provide the key we'll get the value. Okay, for one set of data. Now this email part is over. Next part is what? Next one is password part. Password part. Okay, password, this field also is an ID field, and it is also on the, I copied the ID field, ID locator. This is also on the login page. So we'll go to the login page, and here we'll create one more element, private web element, password field, password field. Okay. Now here at the rate find by ID is equal to, give that password field ID locator. Now create a method for that. Public void enter password. That's it. Enter password. Here string password text. Okay, whoever is calling this method has to pass the password text. Now here password field dot send keys password text. This one, this particular parameter you have to pass it here. Password text. Done. Now go back to the login, and here similarly login page dot enter login page dot enter password. This time select enter password and provide this password from where you are getting the password hash map. Okay, copy this and paste it here. Now you don't require this statement. Okay, we have removed the hard coding of the locators. Nowhere the data is hard coded, nowhere the locators are hard coded so far. Okay, remaining also we'll do the same thing. Next thing is we have to click on the login button. Where will be the login button? Will be available. Login button is available on the login page. Again, go to the login page, and here create the web element for the login, but that login button, private web element login button. Okay, at the rate find by, what is the locator for the login button? XPath. Okay, copy this XPath of the login button and come back here to the login page, and here say XPath is equal to provide the locator. Now here what I have to do with this login button? I have to click on the login button. Public void click on login button. Okay, public void click on login button, and here I'll say login button dot click command dot click command. Okay, done. Now I'll go back to the login.java and simply say login page dot click on login button. That's it. This statement is done. Okay. Now what are the next statements? Let's see. Let's examine the remaining code. The moment you click on the login button, this one is not anything. Here one more locator will be there. That is link text locator is there. Edit your account information. This one also will remove the hard coding of this locator. Okay. So what we'll do is when you click on the login button, when you enter the valid credential, click on the login button, what will happen? You'll be taken to the login. You will be logged in, and you will find the edit your account information. This option will not be available if you don't log in, and this option is available on the account page. You see, this option is available on the account page. So here I am using a locator of that edit your account information, which is on the account page. So what we have to do here, right click, new, create a new class and say account page. Like this we have to, based on your need only you have to create the pages, and based on your requirement only you have to add the elements. Okay, don't create, for example, if you are on the home page, don't collect all the elements and create it a go. According, when you are writing the scripts according to your needs of the elements and pages, then only you create the pages, then only you create the elements inside these pages. Okay, and again the same thing guys, constructor public account page, webdriver driver. Okay, here also webdriver driver. Import this WebDriver, guys. Now say this dot driver is equal to driver is equal to driver. Okay. Now page factory dot init elements driver comma this class, this we have to give. Okay. And after that you have to create the web elements private web element edit your account information option. Okay. And here I'll import this web element and say at the rate find by uh, that is a link text most probably. That is a link text, right? Link text. So copy this link text, properly. Copy the link text, come here. Link text is equal to import this find by from Selenium. Now create the method for this public void. What we want to do here actually, okay? What we are doing here, okay? We are checking whether the we are just getting the display status of this link text, okay? We are getting the display status of this link text, okay? Display status only. How to get the display status? So I'll do something like this. Verify whether verify the display of edit your okay account information option. Verify the display of edit your account information option. Like this I'll create and I'll use this edit your account information option. Dot is displayed I'll use. I'll return this guys. I'll return this. And here when I am returning this, if I have to return this, what I have to return actually is displayed will return what? Boolean value. Okay. I have to say Boolean. The error will be gone. Okay. Is displayed return will return true or false. But when it returns false, there will be a problem where no such element exception may come. That's the reason in the login.java, we provided this inside the try catch blocks. Okay. The same thing we have to repeat guys. Okay. Copy this, get here and paste it here. Okay. Just align it here. You just say return this line, you write it here. Okay. Return like this. Okay. This part should be there itself. Okay, let it be there. We'll change it. So return like this we'll say. Okay, if it is there means try block will execute and it will not give an exception and it will return true. Is displayed return true. If not, is displayed this no such element exception may or some other kind of exception may come, and here we have to return what? Return false. Okay, if it goes to the catch block we have to return false, and here I'll create a boolean value, boolean kind of thing. Boolean uh, display status I'll say is equal to otherwise boolean display status is equal to false I'll say for now. Okay, and now here I'll say display status is equal to instead of returning from the try catch blocks I'll return it from outside. Okay, is equal to false I'll say. Here I'll return display status. Okay, this is the best way, boolean value. Okay, like this we have to write the method. Now copy this method. Now using the account page, you see there is one more thing guys. When you click on the login button, you will be taken to the account page, right? You may be taken to the account page. So what I will do is return new account page, pass the driver, a semicolon, and create the web element. Sorry, this is account page, right? Account page. Okay, like this. Since account page is already created, we can create the object. Okay, so just to reduce one line, guys. Okay, so here directly when you click on the login button, this particular method will return you the object of the account page. Okay, here we'll collect account page is equal to okay like this. It will return the account page. Import account page from page objects. Now account page dot come here. You don't have to write like this. You remove the try catch blocks because I implemented that as part of the method. So try catch blocks are moved to the method level. So no need of writing like this. So this you can remove and say simply actual result is equal to actual result is equal to account page dot verify the display of account information. Like this, we have to write. Actual result is already verified here. Expected converted result is coming here. That's fine. Any other semicolon or something is missing? Yes, semicolon is missing. Done. All the errors are gone. We have converted everything into the page objects now. Okay. We converted complete things. Okay. No more hard coding of the data or okay. No more hard coding of the data or locators here. Okay. Everything got converted to page object model now. Okay. So Control Shift O. Any unused imports are there, that will be gone when you say Control Shift O. Okay. And go to the account page also. Here also Control Shift O. Okay. Warning message is there. Save all. Yeah, it's gone. Done. Close all. Just open the login.java. After converting to the page object model, page factory design pattern, after using the page object model and page factory, then you see another advantage I told you, right? Apart from removing the hard coding and apart from centralizing the locators, okay, across multiple page classes, instead of single properties file, you are centralizing the locators respect to the class. Tomorrow, if any element related to the any locator related to the email address, okay, for example, email address on the login page changes, you'll directly go to the login page.java and you know that here email address will be there and you will update it. Okay, it's so easy to find the locators now. Okay, and hard coding also now got removed. That is second advantage. Third thing is the readability got increased. The readability got increased, guys. Okay, now you can read the script. Open browser and application URL. You can understand. Okay, and home page. Click on my account drop menu. Select login option on the home page. After that, enter email address on the login page. Login page dot enter password. Login page dot click on login button. Then account page dot verify the display of. You see a better readability came into picture after implementing the page object model and page classes. Okay, fine. So remaining things are same, guys. Okay, remaining things are same. We have implemented the page object model and page factory now. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to click on run to see after implementing the page objects, page classes, page factory design patterns, whether the scripts are working in the same fashion or not. Okay, we should get the same output. We should get the same output, guys. If it's taking time, just press enter, guys. Sometimes it may take time. Okay, after 10 minutes, after 10 seconds, this browser will automatically close. This particular test is intended to fail. Okay, failure status should come and then only it will pass. The test will pass. Second test on Firefox browser. Is it loading? No, it's taking time. Press enter, guys. Just for demo application. In real time, you don't have to press enter, but here just for demo application, you do that. Fine, done. Third test on the Edge browser. Done. All the three tests got passed and page object model, page factory design part has got properly implemented and hard coding of the locators got removed now. Okay, that's it. So now our framework went to the more better level. Now let's implement the listeners class, guys. Why I'm implementing the listeners class is to get this extent reports. Okay, I want to generate this extent reports only for the failed tests. Okay, so for that I have to implement the listeners class. So how to implement the listeners class? Under src test java, go to src test java and create a package known as listeners package. Okay, create a package known as listeners package. Under the listeners package, create any listeners class, any name you can give, guys, for this class, any relevant name. My listeners I'll give. Okay, and make this listeners class implement an interface known as itest listener. Itest listener. Okay, this is a format, guys. Okay, itest listener. Itest listener. Now hover the mouse. Now you'll get. Okay, that's spelling mistake. Now this iTest listener is an interface, guys. That's why we are making this iTest listener interface of TestNG a child class, a parent class of the my listeners user defined class. Okay, this has some unimplemented methods. iTest listener has some unimplemented methods. To get the implemented to implement those methods of the iTest listener in this my listeners class, we have to there is a shortcut, guys. Okay, that is when you are in this class, go to source menu and select override implement methods option, and you'll get this iTest listener interface, and from this all these methods which need to be overridden by this class, okay, from the interface and need to be implemented will come here. Okay, we have to remove all this stuff, guys. Okay, so whatever the comment and this extra line is coming, you just remove that, make them blank, make these methods blank. This concept belongs to TestNG, guys. TestNG. Okay, if you want to learn more about TestNG, you can go to my TestNG videos and you'll find more details about how to all the listeners related stuff there. Okay, so fine. So like this, I'll make this all these methods empty, guys. So what I'm going to do next, okay? So created listeners class and created my listeners class under listeners package, and then I implemented the iTest listener interface from TestNG and overridden and implemented methods, okay? Eclipse source and over till here it's fine, okay? Now let's implement the extend report. Still here it's fine, guys. Let's keep this listeners class aside for a while. We'll come to this class again. We have to write some code in few methods, okay? Till then we'll keep this class aside. Now let's switch to extend reports, okay? The reason I created this listeners class is for extend reports only, for generating the extend reports for the failed tests, okay? Now create extend reporter class. Uh, where exactly we have to create this create extend reporter class. Can name it anything, guys. Can name it anything relevant. And this one I will be creating under the this util package, okay? I'll call this class as extend reporter. Extend reporter. Any name you can give. My extend reporter also you can give, okay? My extend reporter also you can give. No problem. Let's see. Extend reporter. Can name it anything relevant. Now create a static method, guys, like get extend report. You can call that, you can give any name for the method also, but it should be a static method. Public, static, void, get extend report. Okay. When you call this method, you will get the report. You will get the extend report. That's the purpose of this method. Like this, you create a method. Okay. So you can see here method name can be anything relevant, guys. Get my extend report also you can say, or whatever it is. Okay. Create reports folder under the project. Okay. The generated report should be generated somewhere in the project, right? So for, where I want generated, I'll pre-decide by creating a folder. Right click on the project and create a folder known as reports folder. Okay. Under this reports folder, I want the report to be generated. Okay. Generated report to be available. Now provide the extend report file path under the above method. Okay. String extend report file path is equal to, where exactly is the file path? Here system dot get property of user.dir. Okay. This is the project path. Okay. If I give like this is the project path up to project. Under the project, where exactly the reports folder is available? Directly under the project it is available. Okay. Double backward slash reports folder. Under the reports folder, with what name and extension the extend report has to be generated. So let's decide here. Okay. So I have written this. Okay. Extend report.html. Okay. Name I'll just name it as extend report. Okay. This is the name of the report name. .html is the extension. Okay. HTML file. Now put a semicolon at the end. Put a semicolon at the end. Done. So after this, guys, create an object for the extend spark reporter. Okay. Extend spark reporter. Extend spark reporter. Spark reporter is equal to new extend spark reporter. Like this, you create an object for the extend spark reporter. Hover the mouse, you will not be able to import because this is another library. This predefined class belongs to another library known as extend report. Okay. Now we need to add the extend report library, extend reporter library. So we have to search for extend reports in MVN repository. Okay. We have to search for extend reports. So go to the MVN repository, guys. Okay. So here MVN repository is already there. Search for extend reports like this. From event stack, you will get the extend reports. Click on this extend reports, and here go with the latest version, guys. Okay. Get the latest version and add to the pom.xml file. Latest version of the extend reports is 5.0.9. And here, click on the Maven, come back here and go to the pom.xml file, add the extend report library. Okay, save this. Save this. Extend reports library will be added, latest version of the. After these are configured, let's wait. Let's wait until the library is done. 98%, 100%. Okay. Now go to the extend reporter. Over the mouse on the extend spark reporter and import this extend spark reporter from the. Okay. Now this constructor cannot be empty. We have to provide the path of the file where the extend okay report will be generated. Extend report file path we have to provide. Now using the spark reporter, I'll call config dot set report name. Okay. this method I'll call Spark reporter dot get report name. I'll provide a name like tutorials ninja. This is application name. Tutorials ninja automation result. Automation results. Similarly, I'll say Spark reporter dot config Spark reporter dot config dot set report set title or something will be there. What is that? Let me see here. Here we have a document title, guys. Okay, that is set document title. Okay, so let's get the document title. Set the, you see here for this particular extend report.html file, this should be the name of the file, name of the report, and this and document title also on the tab right on the browser tab should get the set document title. And what should be the title? I'll give a small bit different title here. Test automation tutorials ninja automation results, right? Test automation results, I'll say. Okay, this should be the title and this should be the report name. Now after that we have to attach we have to create an object for extend reports. Okay, extend reports. Extend report is equal to new extend reports. Okay, now over the mouse on the extend reports, import this extend reports from that library that we have just now added to pom.xml file. Now extend report dot attach reporter. Which reporter we have to attach? Spark reporter we have to attach. Okay. Okay. Attach reporter. This Spark reporter we have to attach to the containing the path of this report and all, we have to attach to the extend report. Okay. And apart from that, we will also say extend report dot. Okay. So info some information will add to the report, guys. Okay, some additional information will add to the report. Set system info by using the set system info. Okay, method extend report dot set system info, and here I'll provide Selenium version. What Selenium version I am using this project, that I'll give here. These details will come in the report, guys. Okay, 4.4.0 I am using. Okay. Next, extend report. You can add any number of set system information system info as per your project. Okay, requirement. Next time I'll give the key as operating system. On which operating system I'm running the scripts? On Windows 11 operating system. Okay, I'll give Windows 11 here. Windows 11. This information will come on the report, guys. I'll show you. Extend report dot set system info. This time it is executed by, who is running the scripts? Executed by whom? Executed by Arun. My name I'll give. Okay, that's it. So these three things are enough. After this, I'll simply return the extend report. Okay, this extend report having all this information I want to return. So it cannot be void here. It should be the object of the extend report. So return type will be extend report. That's it. That's it, guys. This is what we have to do to create the extend reporter file, and all this information provided here in the mind map, you can see. And anyhow, I am sharing the entire code of this project, right? So you don't have to worry. I'm returning the report, and complete code is available here. You see, inside the extend reporter, I am creating get extend report method and Spark reporter, and attaching the Spark reporter to the extend report, and setting some system information, the title and report name, and returning the report. Okay. Now again, go to the my listeners class. Okay. Okay, this one is not there. Only this much we are implementing. Update my listeners class with extend report logs. Okay, so how to do that? For that, this is the code, guys. Okay, we'll go to the listeners class that we have created earlier, right? We just kept it aside. Okay, here what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to call this method, that is get extend report method. I'm going to call. How to call this method? Is static method. I have to call it using the extend reporter class name. Okay, I'll copy this extend reporter class name, go to the my listeners, and here I have to actually create here, guys. Okay, but it will not work. So what I have to do is, first I have to create inside the method dot get extend report. Okay, now it will return you the extend report. Okay, it will return you the extend report is equal to over the mouse import the create local variable. This statement you take it completely outside this method because this is required for the other methods also. Now take this extend report, copy it here on test start and say dot create test. Create test. Okay, this method we have to use in the on test start. When the automation test starts here, this particular method of listeners class will automatically invoked. And here, how to get the name of the test which is running? This result dot get name I have to say. Okay, get name I have to say. This will automatically bring the this listeners class will listen to this test method and will get the test method name. Okay, and this create test will return you the extend test object. Okay, extend test object you will get. Okay, extend test object, create local variable and make it global, guys. Make it global so that other methods can access extend test and remove the double declaration from here. It will be okay. Next, what is the method I have to implement after that on test start on extend report dot create test and extend test we got on test success. On test success, this log we have to add to the report. Okay, this log we have to add. All these details will be coming to the reports only, guys. Okay, on test success, here I will say extend test dot extend test dot what is that add extend test dot log directly dot log method. Okay, here we have to give the status, guys. Status dot pass, right? It's a pass. Okay, pass status and yeah, here we can write a statement known as test got passed. Okay, test got passed. That's it. That's it. Okay, sorry, result, guys. Result dot pass. Okay, no, status only, right? This is status. Import status from event stack. Okay, status only, guys. Okay, that's only correct. Okay, status dot pass and test pass. Okay, then if it is failed, I have to fail the test. Okay, if it is failed, what I have to do? First, I'll write extend test dot log. I'll write first. I'll write the log saying status dot fail. I will say. Okay, status dot fail. I will say, and here I'll write test got failed. Test got failed. Whatever the reason may be, the test got failed. That log I'm adding. Apart from that, I have to also say extend test dot fail, and here also. Okay, I'll write test got failed. Test got failed. Okay, result. Log will come and at same time this the report will fail the test. Okay, for the fail test. So fail here instead of writing the same message again, we'll actually get the exception details. Okay, what problem occurred, why the test got failed, the result dot get throwable or something will be there, guys. So get throwable. Okay, which will get all the details where exactly the test got failed, what is the reason for the failure will come in the report. Okay, that is the reason of writing result dot get throwable. Then anything else is there? Nothing. Last finally on finish we have to flush the reports. Otherwise these logs will not be added to the reports. Okay, extend report dot finally we have to say extend report dot flush. We have to say flush. That's it. Next one, after this, after extend this part is done, guys. Now let's create TestNG XML file. Okay, listeners and extends reports will not work without TestNG XML file. Now let's add TestNG XML file. Okay, how to add the TestNG XML file? Right click on the project, go to TestNG and convert to TestNG, and it will auto generate a testng.xml file under the project like this with this code test.login. Okay, you see automatically detect the login.java where the automation scripts are written. Click on finish, guys. Nothing much. Just open the testng.xml file. Okay, you will, if you are getting like this, click on the source tab where you will see the XML code. Under the suit tag, guys, under the suit tag, write listeners, listeners, listeners. Go here and here add listener tag, listener, and say class hyphen name is equal to provide the class name, listeners class name path. Okay, package name dot where is the listeners class? Listeners class is my listeners, which is under the listeners package. So give something like this, listeners dot my listeners, like this you give. That's enough. Okay, this is a self closing tag. That's okay. These listener tags are compulsory, guys. Otherwise, right, the connection between the connection between the listeners class and this test methods will not be established. Okay, so and also if you run this class separately, this will not invoke the listeners class. That's the problem. So you have to Going ahead, you have to run this login.java using the testng.xml file only. Okay, close all this stuff. Just open the testng.xml file so that you can see. Now the connection between the listeners, my listeners, and this test method has been created. Now simply you have to run the testng.xml file, guys. That's it. Okay. Under the suite level, we are writing this and run the testng.xml file. Check the extent reports. Now refresh the project, guys. Before running, just refresh the project once. And you see under the reports folder, there is no report, right? Now, after I right click and say run as TestNG suite here, this will invoke the login.java and listeners also will be activated. When this login Java is executed, appropriate okay listeners methods will be executed on test start and on all the stuff. So this test after 10 seconds it will close because of implicit wait, as you already know from our previous runs. Let's wait for 10 seconds. Yeah, it's closed. Next test method is getting executed. It's a data driven test, guys. Okay, the Firefox browser, the next test method is getting executed. If it's taking time, just press enter, guys. Okay, just press enter only for this demo application, not in real time. Sometimes it will take time to load the web pages. Now Edge browser is opening up. Third test is running. Third data driven test is running, and it was very fast. Now all the three got passed. All the three got passed, guys. Now refresh this project, guys. Refresh this project. Now, when you refresh the project under the reports, you got extent report.html file. Okay, you got extent report.html file. So open this with web browser. You see all the three tests got passed. Test got passed, test got passed, test got passed. Okay, so that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. What if you fail the test? Okay, what if you fail the test? For example, if I go to login.java, intentionally I'll try to fail a test. So how to fail a test actually? I'm just thinking. Okay, when it is failure, when it's failure also I'll expect true, guys. Okay, I'll expect true. Okay, then you see only one test is there with the expected result as failure. Okay, for that actually here false should be there, but intentionally I want to fail this test. Okay, I'm expecting true instead of false. Okay, so the test will fail. Okay, so when test fails, how the report will come, let's see. Okay, that's the only intention. Other than that, there is nothing. Right click run as TestNG suite. The assertion will fail here, and we should get the failed results in the test report. Okay, intentionally we are failing. I'll change it back, guys. Again, I'll change it back once the running is over. If it's taking time, just hit enter, guys. So here it will actually expected result is true, but actually is false. Okay, so the test has to fail. Let's see what will happen after 10 seconds. It's closed. And now second test. This will pass. Only first test will fail. Remaining all will pass. Now Edge browser has to open up. This also will pass. That test also will pass. Done. You see one will be failure. Okay, one will fail intentionally. We have failed it, right? If you go here, you see expected okay failure, but found that something will come. Assertion error, expected true but found false has come. These details of the exception should be coming in the report also. Okay, now refresh here once, refresh here, and right click open this extent report in the web browser and see the report. First test got failed, test login has failed. Okay, and test got failed, and you got all the assertion details. You see, this is what is get throwable. Okay, okay, so this is what is the thing. So this and also the status, log status is fail, and for this log status is pass, log status is pass, get test got passed. Okay, and also you just see the name of the report, guys. Tutorials in the automation results. Okay, which we created in the extent where is extent reporter. Here we have set the report name, right? Tutorials in the automation results has come here. Okay, tutorials in the automation results, and also go to the title, guys. Tutorials in the test automation results. Okay, tutorials in Java test automation results. You see, it is coming as a title. And also these details, where these details are coming. So here in the failed report, guys, if you see the failed report here, when you see the failed report here, where is the failed report, guys? Okay, it's opening somewhere. Let me open it again. Right click open with web browser. Yeah, here it is. Here you see, here in the second tab, you see only the field related. Okay, if you click on this, it will take you to the first sheet. Here 3 tabs are there. Okay, 3 pages are there in this, and look and feel of this report is also good. Go to the statistics. Started at this time, ended at this time. 2 tests passed and 1 test failed. And you see here, 1 failed and 2 passes. Graphical format it is coming. Okay. Okay. Then what else here? Here Selenium version is 4.4.0 and operating system is Windows 11 and executed by our own mode. Where we gave these details, you go to the this extent reporter class. Here we gave the details. Okay, whatever the details you gave here came in the report. Okay, this is what is extent report, guys, and we can. Okay, so when the test passes, how the report is coming. When the test fails, when the data driven test fails, how the report is coming. I showed you. Now let's go back to the login.java, and we are intentionally failing here. Actual logic should be false only. Okay, actual logic should be false only. Okay, so save this. Now the all the 3 tests will pass if I run it again. Okay, so with this node, guys, with this node we are done. Okay, with this node we are done with this framework. Okay, with this node we are done with the framework. We can run the scripts in a different way also, like using Maven also we can run. But for that we have to go to pom.xml file and make sure we have Maven Surefire plugin here. Let's see where is the Maven Surefire plugin. Maven Surefire plugin is there. Okay. So using Maven also we can run, guys. Okay. Surefire plugin is there, and also this login.java should not should have a keyword known as this keyword. Then only Maven will identify. So we have to say refactor rename and just add test here. Just add test here, guys, and click on finish. Login test. Okay. And also go to the testng.xml file and change the name of the test to login test here. Okay. Otherwise it will not work. Login test. Now once this prerequisites are done, like here the test name is having the test keyword somewhere, and also at same time uh, in the pom.xml file Maven Surefire plugin is there. Now right click on this project and say Maven, guys. Say Maven, and sorry, right click on the project and say run as Maven test. Okay, this option you have to select. Right click on the project, run as Maven test. So run this, guys. Using Maven we are running now. Okay, Maven is invoking the testng.xml file and testng.xml file. Okay, Maven is actually invoking the login the classes which are having the test. Okay, the problem with this is listeners will not be activated, guys. In this format, the listeners will not be activated. We have to go for a better way. I'll show you how to go to the better way. So listeners will not be activated in this format because directly Maven will invoke the login test. Maven will not invoke the testng.xml file. Rather, Maven will directly invoke the login. Okay, you see some failure and all those things are coming here. So the reason for failure is a different thing, guys. We'll overcome the failure here. Some Lombok related failure may come here. You see here anywhere Lombok is there. Executed goal, Maven plugin, compiler, some legal access, Lombok. Okay. If you get this Lombok error, guys, okay, there is a Lombok text here somewhere here. Lombok processor and all those stuff. If you get this error, then only I'm not able to copy this. Okay. Copy this Lombok. Go to MVN repository, guys. Go to MVN repository and search for Lombok. Okay, when you are getting error only you have to do this, otherwise or project Lombok, go to this Lombok and get the latest version of Lombok, guys. And this is the Lombok. Copy this, come back to the pom.xml file here, delete this report once, delete this report. Intentionally I'm deleting. Come to the dependencies and paste the dependencies of the Lombok. Okay, and organize it properly. Now save this, guys. This is not organized properly. Yeah, now save this, close this. After 100% is done, now run this again using Maven. Right click on the project, select Maven, sorry, select run as and say Maven test. This listeners class will not be activated, guys. Okay, because it will directly run the login test. Okay, that's the problem, but it will run. Listeners related extent report may not be generated for you. Okay, report will be a problem for us. Okay, let's see here what will happen. Okay, let the scripts run and see. Let's see the extent report. Okay, after that we'll decide what is happening. Let's give a help. Done. Okay. Second test is running. Second test got executed. Edge browser will run. Third test. Taking time, just press enter. Okay. Three tests. Nothing got failed. Everything got passed. Okay. Here you will not get anything. Sorry. Let's go back. Let's go to the, let's refresh these reports. Refresh the reports. You see no reports came. Why? Because my listeners has not been activated. Report has not been created yet. Okay. You see the report will be created only in the extent reporter, get extent report. Everything is happening in the listeners class, but Maven is directly running the login test. That's the problem. But how to make the Maven run testng.xml file and testng.xml file to run the test login test? For that, guys, go to pom.xml file and here go to the Maven Surefire plugin. Just find the Maven Surefire plugin, guys. Maven Surefire plugin. Where is that Maven Surefire plugin? Lombok dependencies. These are plugins are here. Here, okay. This plugin we have to update, guys. Okay, how to update this Maven Surefire plugin? Here you have to Google search for something. Okay, I'll tell you what you have to Google search for. I'll close all this stuff. Just Google search for Maven Surefire plugin TestNG. That's it. Okay, and click on this link. Maven Surefire plugin TestNG. Just scroll down until you see something known as testng.xml file here. Take copy this plugin part. Copy this part. Okay, and here replace this plugin part with your plugin part. Okay, and organize it properly like this. And here you see the name of the testng.xml file is already provided. If the name is different, like testng1.xml 2. You can give the testng1.xml file here. Now you see the pom.xml file is referring to what? Maven actually runs the pom.xml file, guys. Pom.xml file is directly referring to login test earlier, but now we are making the Maven refer to the pom.xml file. Pom.xml file is now referring to testng.xml file. Testng.xml file will invoke the listeners and login test automatically. Okay, because in testng.xml file also we gave the name properly like login test this time. Okay, so now run this, guys. Now run this using Maven. This time you see the report will be generated. Okay, right click run as Maven test. This time using Maven the report will be generated also. Listeners class will be activated, guys. My listeners will be activated this time. The test will run and everything will go fine. We'll get a report also. Done. This implicit wait is happening. After 10 seconds, it will close. Next test will run in Firefox browser. It's taking time to load. Just press enter here, just for the sake of demo. In real time, it's not required. Done. In Edge browser now. Edge browser will launch in a while. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, it's automatically happening. Done. Okay. 3 tests got passed, and 3 tests got passed, guys. Now refresh this reports. Refresh the reports, guys. Refresh the reports once. You got the report. You see, this time you got the report. Open with the browser, you will get the extent report. Okay. All the 3 got passed. Fine. It is working fine, guys. Okay. And what is the another advantage of Maven? How why making this framework suitable for Maven running? Another advantage you will get is you can run from command line, guys. This project you can run from command line instead of Eclipse IDE. You see, without Eclipse IDE, can I run? I have to use run as Maven test, right? Same thing I can do with command line, guys. Okay, how to do that? I'll show you. For this, I'll go to the properties and go to the location of the project in my machine. This is the project location, guys, where the pom.xml file is available. I'll close Eclipse IDE, guys. I'll close Eclipse IDE. This is not required. Okay. So project location is there, but Eclipse IDE is not there. Same time, I'll close all the remaining folders, guys. Only the project folder where pom.xml file is will be there. Um, apart from this, we'll go to C drive, and here folder is there. I'll delete this folder, guys. I'll show it again. We have to download a Maven folder. Okay. How to download Maven? Simply say download Maven here. That's it. Okay. For command line, we have to download Maven, guys. Otherwise, it will not run in command line. Okay. Download Maven and click on this download Apache Maven. Scroll down in this official website, and here there is a zip file here. You see the first zip file, binary zip archive, and Apache Maven zip file. You just click on the zip file. Let it download. Let the zip file get downloaded. So few more seconds left for the download to complete. This is the last one, guys. We'll be done with the framework and everything. I just want to show you without Eclipse IDE how to run this framework. Okay, framework project. So let's wait for a few more seconds. Let the download complete for the zip file. Okay, it got downloaded successfully. Let's go to the folder where it got downloaded. That is downloads folder. Extract this one. Extract the zip file, guys. You have to extract the zip file. Extract. Okay, we got this extracted. Let's go to the folder, extracted folder, and this is a folder under which bin folder and everything is available. Just copy this folder, guys, where bin folders and everything are available, and go to the C drive and paste the folder here. Paste that here, guys. Okay, whatever the Maven you have downloaded, right? Paste that here. Go inside this folder. Copy this path. Copy this path. This is Maven home path, guys. Okay. Now click on edit system. Types edit system. Like the way we have configured Java, we have to go to the edit system and environment variables. And here under system variables, create something known as Maven underscore home. Maven, like Java underscore home, you have to create Maven underscore home and select OK. Say OK and say OK. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Now close all this stuff. Now the Eclipse IDE is closed, guys. Now Eclipse IDE is closed. There is no Eclipse IDE. Now here I'll open the command prompt, cmd. Okay. Now without Eclipse IDE, from the command line, I'll run this project. Okay. You see that scripts will still run. mvn test Maven. Okay. It will invoke the pom.xml file. Pom.xml file will invoke the TestNG. TestNG will invoke the test login test.java file. Okay, and the script data driven tests will run in different browsers and by reading the data from the Excel files, and everything will happen here. Okay, without Eclipse IDE, from command line we can run using Maven. Extent report also will be generated, guys. Okay, after 10 seconds this will close due to implicit wait. Okay, done. Second test. Second test is also done. Third test, Edge browser. From command line we are running, guys, as you can see. Okay, we are not using Eclipse IDE. All the three tests got run successfully. All the three got passed. We got the results here. Now go to the reports folder, and this is extent report that got generated just now. 5/6. Okay, you see the exact time. Okay, right click or double click on this, it will open. Okay, all the three tests got passed. This is how from command line using Maven also we can do. Okay, so with this note, guys, we are done with the framework, guys. There's nothing left for me to explain. Okay, so I covered a lot different ways of running the scripts also. So this is all about the data driven framework. Okay, this is all about the data driven framework, guys, that I wanted to explain and cover. Okay, from the notes you can get the complete framework, guys. You can download this framework and use it in your import in your machine. Okay, you just have to say open Eclipse IDE file import and select the archive file and import it. Okay, that's fine. Then yeah, so this is all about the data driven framework made easy, guys. Okay, creating and using the data driven framework where I am automating using Selenium Java automation tool, and we are using the POI API for reading the data from the Excel files. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye.